Welcome to Friday Night Excitement again for Weekend Speedway tonight from the virtual Lanier Speedway. My name's Greg Kilnan. With me, Adam Ross. Joining us in just a moment once he gets his technical situation figured out, Clinton Jeffrey. Adam, tonight our final round of Friday Night Excitement. It's been a lot of fun over the last 7 weeks, heading into our 8th round here tonight. We've covered almost every track. This one's going to be tricky, though. Lanier Speedway is a tough one.
I love Lanier Speedway for the dirt. A lot of fun to drive on. For such a small track, there's a lot of lanes, a lot of grooves to run in. I think it's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Now, Lanier is not an actual dirt track. It's one of the original tracks that came out when iRacing launched as an asphalt track. And then when dirt launched, they just converted it to a dirt surface to add some more content in the beginning. So that's why it kind of gets forgotten, because it's not actually a regular track on the dirt circuit. But I was out there, did some laps, and I'll tell you what, it's been a long time since I've been in a sprint car in iRacing. And I was awful. That track was super slick, and every time you just touched the gas pedal, the car was around. It's going to take a lot of throttle control, I think, tonight to be good here.
It really will. Things happen in a hurry. You've got to look as far ahead as you can. But as I said, Greg, there's a lot of room on that racetrack. It's deceiving. So I think we'll see some good action. I think we're in for a lot of slide jobs. It's going to be pretty aggressive.
Yeah, that it will. And of course, the good guys are always at the top, but we've been seeing progressively every week some new names make their way closer to the tops. Guys like Aaron Turkey, Nick Sheridan really picked up his game of the last couple of weeks. Jim Hoopinen, again, has been one that's been really fun to watch as he's progressed, and Sean Evans as well. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top tonight. And I think we have Clinton Jeffrey with us now. Clint, you all set up and ready to go?
I think so. Can you hear me, guys?
Oh, we got you.
Typical Friday, you know, the show's going on and I'm running around with pulling my hair. What's going on? Electronic crap again. Now, excited to be back, guys. Let's talk about how the success of this series has gone. Did you see what he just did, Greg?
I can't count
he's
on
already
Mike
into
Husby.
the pizza.
I'm making my point. Mike Husby, you let me down. I had to get my own pizza. So I can't cheer for him anymore.
I've kind of been over pizza lately, but that looks like a good slice. Adam, classic. But Greg, let's talk about the series and how great things have gone here. Our guys weren't really into iRacing. Some of them were part of it, but it has really blossomed here, and we've had a great series of racing going on. These guys have put on a great show. They've really come to race hard. And, you know, we're starting to get towards the summer, and I find us even stuck in on a Friday night. If we're not at the track, we got some other things to do. So we decided we wind it down, let everybody get into some of the fresh air and the nice weather that's coming up. But tonight, the final round of Friday Night Excitement, I think from the track side, we've done a great job of getting the sponsors some exposure in a tough time, and at least getting things going a little bit.
Yeah, Clinton, you've done great. I know this has to be more stressful on you than it is for Greg. Well, I don't mean the situation. I mean from an Ashweekend Speedway standpoint, it has to be more stressful for you, knowing that you have to give some return on investment to advertisers and try to please your fans and your people. I know I laugh and joke around because it's what I do, but I mean, this is serious for you, and you've done a good job keeping it all together and bringing us together every Friday night.
I appreciate that, but there hasn't been much done. I think my value is going to come trying to smooth everything over once we do figure out where we're going. I think the other, not the blessing in this, because nothing's been good about this, but this hasn't been a racing problem only. It's been a worldwide problem. So we're all kind of in it together, which makes everybody kind of understand where we are a little bit easier. But hopefully we're on the upswing of that. I mean, if you watched mine and Adam's rival show this week, we had Tony Bachhoven on from Knoxville, and their governor just allowed 50% capacity, which would be amazing for us because we could easily make that work. And I think we're excited about the possibilities going forward. Maybe not in the next month, but hopefully in a month or two to get back there. I'm hearing the barricades may be coming down in Six Nations mid-June, and we can look towards hopefully moving towards back to some action at the Speedway. Some of the other tracks have been going on. Humberstone's got their big race getting kicked off. There's been a lot of talk about some other things happening. We're super proud to say that will air here live on GeForce TV. That's Saturday, June 13th at 7 p.m. 358 Modifieds and Thunderstocks. If you haven't checked that out, Spencer, if you got a second, throw that flyer up at some point in the night, and we'll help Dave promote that show. They are, I'm told, 25 strong in the Thunderstocks already. So if you're looking to race there, make sure you get over there and check that out. I think before we move into anything else, guys, and just you mentioned my job, Greg, I've been thinking about how things have changed. Like in the 5 years I've been here, we lost all the parking, had to cancel and redo the whole schedule, and now this. Like, what's next? Well, what could shut us down 2 years from now? I mean, we've gone through the gamut of unimaginable problems already for a track promoter, but it's been an interesting way to learn. Let's go to the Dusty DeBoer data file for this week, and this is something cool he showed us. The Dusty Den of Data, as we've been calling it, from Dusty DeBoer. He sent us this graphic today, and you gotta love it, guys. And I think we need a lot more of this on our broadcast when we get back on Rev TV Canada and all of that stuff. And so I'll let you guys analyze this a little bit, but if you look at it, he starting in turn 1, 96 cautions, turn 2, 196 cautions, and division specific cautions in turn 2. Crate sprints, 39% of their wrecks happen in turn 2 or cautions, and Thunderstocks, 44% of their situations happen. And then you look at turn 3, 99 cautions, turn 4, 104 cautions. So interesting thoughts, guys. What do you think on this data first? I love the graphic.
I mean, Dusty puts his heart and soul into this stuff. This is big time. You show me a pie, I'm going to be happy. All right? Like, he could have done a bar chart. He could have done anything, but he chose a pie graph. I mean, he knows his audience.
Okay, let's go back to that. Here's a couple of points that Dusty said. Turn 2 is twice as likely to have a caution as the other turns. Of the 625 cautions, 80 caused red flags. This can transition into asking, what are some of the more memorable wrecks for the announcers in turn 2? Well, of course, we've had some bad ones there. And he says his thought is the arc in turn 2 is flattened off a bit, so everyone has to adjust their steering mid-corner, making them more likely to make contact or break grip. Greg, you had a good point about that. You said turn 1's been junk for 5 years, and that's probably why, because they're coming through the hole in turn 1. We finally got that sorted out mid-season last year, but turn 1 was pretty crazy for the last few years. And 100 extra cautions in turn 2 over 35 races. That's 3 extra a night. So just some fun facts there, and interesting. And it looks like we were social distancing in the grandstand when that picture was taken. So
the other point I thought about corner number 2 is that it's also kind of a I don't know if you'd say high traffic area. Obviously, everybody's going through it. But at that point, you're either deciding if you're having problems, do I go to the pits? Do I not? Do I pull off? So there's some last second decisions being made there that could cause some of that to happen down in that corner. Or also, you'll notice it was a little bit higher in corner 4 as well. When you look at it, coming off the corner, guys are going to spin a lot more, and that's traditionally what we see in corner 2 is a lot of spins down there. I think that's probably, I don't know if Dusty has a stat on that, but that's probably the spot where the most blocks get put back in place as well, as down in corner 2, because of all the cars that spin and go down to the inside and end up knocking one of those blocks over. So it's just a combination of different things. It's kind of a crossroads. You got to make a decision there. And sometimes a guy makes a last second decision, decides, you know what, I want to get up into the pits, and that can cause a problem. The other thing is Greg Boydell's there with the camera as well. And you know how racers are around cameras. So there's that.
Good point. No, you're right though, Greg. Lots of these guys, we have seen it many times where they make that, you got a guy coming high, wide, and handsome around the outside of 1 and 2, and one guy realizes the last minute he's got a problem, whips it in, and you got issues. So, yeah, it can happen really fast.
The other thing I've noticed about corner number 2 is if you're walking the track, when you're going from the midpoint of 1 and 2, just the look of it, you're kind of going up the hill to go back down the backstretch. It's just that it's kind of an intimidating look just to stand there and look at it. Whereas it doesn't seem to have that same look coming off of corner 4. I don't know if that's the same behind the wheel because I've never raced, but it just looks more ominous when you stand down there.
Just to give everybody a bit of track updates before we turn over to Adam for his comments on it. New front stretch and backstretch wall will be a concrete wall, continuous down where the blocks have been on the outside of the front and back straightaway. That's already under the process of being done. They're also talking about GPSing the track and getting it a bit straightened out as far as elevation goes. So we'll see how that goes. I said to Jordan, I didn't think we had a problem, but we definitely need a new front wall. And the guys are going to keep working on the track. So when we are able to go back to racing, it's going to be an amazing place as it always is. Adam, you done your pizza now?
doe was sitting beside me, tormenting me, and my golden retriever sitting in front of me with this cone of shame, and he can't get anywhere near it. So I'm just playing keep away over here. Keep away from the dog, keep away from myself, listening to stories. It's a good night.
I said I
All right,
wanted to see Adam with a cone of shame on him trying to eat a pizza. Stuff
Do it,
it in
buddy.
there.
That would
make
be
it
payable.
Qualifying is underway, guys. We are close to racing here. They are qualifying. I was talking to Adam just before we went on here, and I did a couple of laps. First time in a sprint car here. I don't think I've ever raced here in a sprint car. I was awful. It was slick, rubbered down a wide patch of the track, and this is going to be a throttle race tonight.
Is it happening? Are we getting into the street stock race tonight? Adam, are you getting behind the wheel? Are we going to be able to make that happen?
No?
I mean, I could. Anything is possible. I'd be game.
Oh, he can't take Connor off the rig. That's the problem. He can't win the arm wrestling match with the 16-year-old yet.
He's getting stronger.
Hey, he's daddy's money. He's got to listen to daddy. Kick him off.
Why are we supposed to be racing tonight? Like, I know every week we said we were going to. I just assumed it would never happen.
Yeah, well, maybe you missed all the memos because Greg and I got set up. McLean's ready to get into announce. Caitlin DeBoer, I believe, is chiming in. So you might have to wrestle Young Money away from the wheel for the street stock race tonight.
I'm in.
And hey, no BSing. He can't be driving under you. We need to actually see you on the wheel.
Don't you worry. You'll know it's me.
When we lap you or when you're driving through us?
A little of both.
Now, I wouldn't be smack talking if we were talking NASCAR because Adam runs pretty good on the asphalt, but on the dirt, I'm ready to go elbows up, and so are these guys, Greg, as we get ready to go for heat number 1 at Lanier tonight. Our final round of Friday night excitement. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We appreciate it, and hope you've enjoyed these last 8 or so weeks. We've had a great time killing some time with you here on Fridays. Here's Greg Callan and Adam Ross with the call of the race.
First qualifying heat brought to you by Nitro 54 Variety, and going from the pole will be Clinton Nicholls in the 43. Back with us again tonight to his outside, the 14 of Jim Hoopinen. Starting in the third spot will be Chase Hess in the 777. To his outside, the 45 of Nick Sheridan. Starting back in the fifth spot, the 311 of Sam Panaccio, and to his outside will be Nick Erskine in the 64. And in the back row, it'll be car number 4, Aaron Rowitzki, going from 7th. So it'll be 8 laps. Top 4 will transfer into tonight's main event. And just having a look here, 3 heats in total again here tonight.
Pretty good crowd, too. The gang's all here for Nitro 54 Variety. The nice thing is these will be quick pace laps. 2 pace laps before these races, but the track is so short, they get around here in a hurry. How have you guys felt about having NASCAR racing on pretty much every night live on TV, guys?
I love it. I think it's going to be great for our sport.
I've enjoyed it. And I haven't even sat on the couch and just watched it, but I'll have it on in the background and I'll check in and I'll come back to it. It's just nice that it's there.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be great for them going forward. I'm excited to see what next year's schedule is going to be. Obviously, the new car won't be here, but they will definitely have a different looking schedule in 2021. And from what I've seen already, it's going to be pretty exciting.
Strickland's GMC pace truck set to come off the racetrack, Greg.
Clinton Nicholls, Jim Hoopinen, and bring him to the green flag as they roll down into corner number 1. And there you see the width of this track that you talked about, Adam. Lots of room to race, and it's not as rubbered down as it was during that practice session as they get a nice clean slate to start with. One spinning at the back of the pack. I believe that was maybe Nick Erskine.
Yeah, could have been another couple of cars angling on the back straightaway. And right now we talk about this every week. The groove is going to widen. It's going to move up the racetrack. You're going to see a huge difference between the outside and the inside, how far around it is. But right now, Jim Hoopinen making great time right around the middle of the racetrack. It's about time he showed some speed here.
Out in front, riding aboard Nick Sheridan, who was so good 1 week ago as we raced at the Williams Grove Speedway. On board car number 45 coming off of corner 2.
Spencer, do us a favor. Go back on board with Sheridan or Hoopin, preferably Sheridan. Listen, they are not lifting one bit. The only dip you're hearing in RPM is just the load on the car as it goes down into the corner.
Plenty of options right now.
Yeah, as the track slicks over and they have to start pedaling, that's when you get more and more options out there. But Jim Hoopin took that lead of 3 or 4 car lengths and basically maintained it the whole race.
He leads over Nick Sheridan, Clinton Nicholls, and Aaron Rowitsky. Those are the transfer cars. Everyone else has had problems. You see a couple of cars in the infield right now. There's Aaron Rowitsky in the City Chevrolet ride, the Cool Trickle.
That's awesome.
Paint scheme.
I gotta say, I like the camera angles here. I like the track here. I like everything about this.
So Jim Hoopin will pick up the win. Nick Sheridan will finish in the second spot. Clinton Nicholls, Aaron Rowitsky will transfer to the A main as well as heat race number 2 lining up. And these races go quick because this is a tight bull ring. And going from the pole on this one, Sean Evans in the 87 car. One of those drivers has progressed to where now he's sitting on the pole in a qualifying heat. Ashton Dickie lines up on his outside in car number 11. Ryan Beagle goes from the 3rd spot in the 84. And going from 4th to be the 21 of Tyler Pacholski. Jordan Hill in the 28 goes from 5th. Now, whether that's Jordan or Cameron, we're not sure right now, but we'll try and get word on that. Joey Harrimans goes from the 6th spot, and Tyler Ward starts in 7th.
Just typing a message out to a fan. Greg doing some multitasking here as we sit aboard one of these race cars waiting for the pace truck to pull away. Man, the weather's always good for these races. Mother Nature likes virtual racing.
Yeah, I was looking at it today, being outside, and it was pouring rain when I was out thinking, so far we're into what would be, week 3 of our actual season? And the weather wouldn't have been good for any of them, really. This area, at least, we've had some rain each Friday, so a typical May in this area.
Yep.
Except for poor Clint. I feel bad for Clint because those of us involved in racing know that a night that looks like rain is just one we dread because of the constant messages. Are you racing? Are you racing? Well, it's been non-stop now since about April. Somebody every day. Are you racing? Are you racing? Well,
yep.
We're not there yet, folks.
Sean Evans with a good start from the pole position, but Ryan Beagle also got a nice run on the bottom of the racetrack. He'll challenge for the lead through 3 and 4.
Sean Evans, your leader. Ashton Dickie in that 2nd spot. Jordan Hill riding there in 3rd. And a good, clean first lap. Sean Evans looking really good out in front. Good to see because he's been so committed to this.
Yeah, he's put in the time. He's put in the time for sure as we ride on board with the big dog, Ryan Beagle, putting the pressure on Sean Evans. But there's not a lot Beagle can do. As you can hear, they're still flat out.
Ryan Beagle riding there in that 2nd spot. He'll work to the inside of Sean Evans, gingerly trying to get by and loses the handle there in 4. Had to lift a little bit. Already halfway done this one.
Sean Evans moved up the racetrack a little bit farther. I think that it might be a mistake, but we'll see. Ryan Beagle is trying to run as low as he can on the track while still able to be flat out put to the floor.
With Evans, Beagle, Hill, and Dickie, the top 4 transfer cars. Problems on the backstretch, I believe, is Joey Harrimans. Here's the battle for the lead. On board with Ryan Beagle, tracking down the Total Reynolds 87 of Sean Evans.
Beagle up on the wall. Gathers it in quickly as we head down to the finish. Sean Evans going to take the win. Beagle second. Jordan Hill doing a nice job to come home in third.
So 2 heats into the record books. 1 more to go here at the virtual Lanier Speedway. Greg Kellman along with Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffrey for our final round of Friday Night I-Xcitement. And a couple of weeks, we'll be live and in person at the Humberstone Speedway, ready to bring the broadcast of 358s and the Thunder Stocks. Make sure you tune in for that. Go to GeForceTV.net, subscribe to the channel, click on that notification bell, and make sure you're part of GeForce TV so you don't miss that big event on Saturday, June the 13th. Third and final qualifying heat brought to you by Nitro 54 Variety, going from the pole, Shane Pierce to his outside, the 22 of Travis Miller. Row number 2 is where we find Aaron Turkey and Stephen Goldner. Back in row number 3, that's Cameron Kocarik and Trevor Young and Jason Thompson. We'll start back in the 7th position.
You know, guys, I ran into Shane Pierce last weekend, and he said, I love racing with you guys on Friday nights. I just have absolutely no luck. He seems to get knocked around a lot of weeks. We'll watch how he does here from the pole tonight.
Well, wait a second. Shane does get knocked around, but some of it, like he's got a steering wheel in his hand and he's got a throttle and a brake pedal. Well, let's see if he can get out front. Drives it hard down into turn 1. Up towards the cushion. A good start for Shane Pierce. Miller trying to slide him.
Oh!
So, okay, then case in point. Did Shane Pierce just get roughed up? Or did he maybe make the wrong choice there?
I think he definitely got fed a bit of the tail tank there. We'd like to see that on a replay, but he could have lifted too.
Like the writing was on the wall. Miller was committed to that slide job. Sometimes you have to carve it back down to the bottom. But he's going to put on a hell of a show throughout the night. He has to come through the field. But what this does is hand Stephen Goldner. Spencer, you got to back up that replay about 5 more seconds to show the entry of that corner. So going into the turn, Pierce can see him. Now Pierce sees that he's gone past.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bum deal for sure.
Great job backing that up, Spence. But yeah, I can kind of see your point on that one.
You create your own luck sometimes, and I say that as a big Shane Pierce.
Adam Ross at Jeep. No.
You say you don't sound like one.
Stephen Goldner. It's Travis Miller trying everything to get by, and Goldner will get the win.
I can say that about Shane because I've known him a long time.
So Goldner gets the win in that one. Travis Miller, Cameron Kocarik, and Aaron Turkey will head to the A main. We're already into the B main here tonight. Things moving very quickly as this track 0.38 miles, so it doesn't take too long to get the laps turned here as we see the B main 10 laps, and 11 cars will transfer into tonight's main event. And it looks like everyone is going to make it because the cars that won't qualify will be those of us that are in the server that aren't racing here tonight. So Chase Hess will go from the pole, Ashton Dickie to the outside, Trevor Young goes from 3rd, Sam Panaccio 4th, 5th, Joey Harriman 6th, Jason Thompson 7th, Nick Erskine 8th, Tyler Ward 9th will be Shane Pierce. The B main brought to you by Burger Barn. Again, 10 laps, and everyone will transfer into the A main here this evening. Still to come, we'll have the Big O Associates. They'll be competing tonight along with the Pinty's Pro-Am, which is the top 18 from this Stars group, along with the top 6 from the Associates. And then we'll go into the Middleport Mechanical Street Stock Challenge here tonight. And we've got our junior announcers lined up. Whether or not they're calling the street stocks or the Pro-Am, I don't know if we figured that out yet, but are they going to announce us racing, or how's that going to work? Are we racing?
I thought that was the plan. You and I are. I don't know about Adam.
It's the first he's ever been silent.
He's eating his pizza.
I just wanted to see how you guys would handle it.
Trying to swallow as fast as he can.
Oh, this pizza's just tormenting me. For the sake of one joke off the top of the show, I've had to sit here smelling delicious pizza for the last half hour.
Yeah,
Green
sure you're
flag is
smelling
out.
it.
Green flag is out, B main, and a chance. Oh, contact down in corner 3, and somehow they all straighten it out.
Trevor
Now
Young
they're into
turned
it.
that contact into a nice pass.
That he did.
Shane Pierce with a great start up to the 4th spot.
It's a good chance for these drivers to just get out there and not have to worry about transferring, get some laps in. Chase Hess back here in this B main. That 777's been so good and doesn't have a ton of experience on iRacing at all.
Some people take to it quickly, and some people need a little bit more time.
Oh. Okay, I'll give that to Shane Pierce because Trevor Young just pushed him up the track there.
Yeah, it looked like Trevor Young didn't appreciate whatever the move Shane made there was. I didn't see anything really wrong, but maybe we missed something earlier on in the race. There's lots of racing left to go.
Chase Hess out in front. Tyler Ward started in the back. He's in the 2nd spot. We're going to get to see a replay of what happened here. Oh, I see.
But it was the 2nd and 3rd hits.
Yeah.
It really piled on.
Riding on board with Ashton Dickie back in the 3rd position. Riding
Now
around
you
the
can
top.
hear them having to lift a little bit, run up on the cushion, bounce it off the wall when necessary.
Final time around for Chase Hess as he goes down the back stretch into corner 3. And the checkers will fly in the last chance qualifier. Set us up for our A main for the Oshweekend Stars, the final here on Friday Night I-Xcitement. And I believe the drivers now will get a chance to have some practice time. All the A-main drivers will go out, hit the track here. You see them pulling out of their stalls. Some taking different paths than others.
Well, you don't have to follow pit road speed limit if you drive on the grass.
Oh,
So
I did not know
people
that.
cheat. Yeah, they get on the grass and they put the hammer down, and because that's 8 seconds of their life that they would never get back otherwise.
I've been on iRacing since 2011, and I did not know that.
There's not many tracks it applies to.
I gotta admit, though, when I'm in just a private test session, I'll leave the entrance here at Lanier just to get out on the track quicker. Fran Bouchard says Ransomville, Lanier is a hair bigger, not that I know anything about hair, but a hair bigger than Ransomville. That's Ransomville's 0.37 miles.
I was going to say the meanest thing.
Not you.
I didn't. I don't know what happened. In a moment of weakness, I didn't go there.
Shane Pierce says slide jobs on lap 1 are for heroes. Aaron Rowitsky says I finally qualified from the heat.
All about the achievement.
And McLean Kelman says, yay, junior announcers. Practice continuing on for our A-Main drivers here in the Ohsweken Stars. The A-Main will be brought to you by Cool Kids Ice and Water. I want to thank them for their continuous support. Riding on board, I believe this is Aaron Turkey. That's the one thing I learned from my going out and taking a few laps is one of the things you can change is your steering settings and the actual game control settings. And I like a lot of steer racing late models. You don't need that much in the sprint car, so that's another thing I really found I struggled with is you need a little bit more control with these sprint cars, especially when the track's slicked up.
Oh yeah, everything matters.
So the session looks to be over, and we'll move on to our A-Main. For the Ohsweken Stars, again brought to you by Cool Kids Ice and Water from the virtual Linear National Speedway. Friday night excitement for Ohsweken Speedway, our final A-Main for the Ohsweken Stars. And the lineup will go like this from the pole. He's a two-time champ at the Big O, and he'll start from the pole. Red Rocket Jim Hoopanen in the 14. To his outside, the 87 of Sean Evans. How about that? He'll line up on the outside of the front row back there in that third starting spot. He was the man to beat for the first 6 weeks. Stephen Goldner in car number 30. And alongside of him will be Nick Sheridan in the 45. Going from fifth, Ryan Beagle in the 84. And the 22 of Travis Miller lines up on his outside in sixth. Clinton Nicholls back there in seventh with Jordan Hill in eighth. Ninth will be Cameron Kocarik, and 10th is Aaron Rowitsky. Going from 11th, Tyler Pacholski and Aaron Turkey to his outside in the 12th spot. 13th, Chase Hess. And 14th will be Tyler Ward. 15th, Ashton Dickie. 16th, Trevor Young. 17th, Shane Pierce. 18th, Joey Harrimans. 19th will be Sam Panaccio. 20th, Nick Erskine. And 21st, Jason Thompson.
I think it was time for this to be over, Greg. This was a good time for the last week. Still more than 20 cars. That's a good, some good support for what we've been trying to put on, and we appreciate the racers dedicating their Friday nights and a number of nights to practice.
Yeah, it's a lot of commitment to put the time in through the week to go into those practice sessions, because if you don't go and do those, Friday night's probably not going to be a lot of fun for you. And then to invest the Friday night, that was fine and dandy back in April when things were kind of miserable. It wasn't really feeling like spring, but now the nice weather has been out, other than tonight where it's pretty miserable here. But guys are working on their cars. They want to get out and do things on Friday nights now that we're able to a little bit more. So it's been a fun ride, but here we go with our final A-Main, brought to you by Cool Kids Ice and Water. They're on it into quarter one. Sean Evans, Jim Hoopanen, and Nick Sheridan make it 3 wide.
Wow, Nick Sheridan squeezed his way through the middle. I think it got him to second, but depending how polite Jim Hoopanen is here, it got Nick Sheridan the lead. Up top, Stephen Goldner on the bottom, Jim Hoopanen around the middle.
A little beating and banging going on at the back of the pack in this one, but out in front now, Steve Goldner leads the way. Jim Hoopanen, Nick Sheridan, he comes right down in front of Ryan Beagle.
Top five still right together. Who is that? Clinton Nicholls in the 5th spot. As Sheridan and Hoopanen get together, Beagle and Nicholls go around. And chaos ensues.
Second through 5th, all involved. Nick Sheridan was the only one to make his way out of it.
That probably could have drawn a yellow.
Check 1, 2.
Still out there.
Check. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Disappointment for Hoopanen, as he is just coasting around at a snail's pace. I believe he has gone a lap down already. What a shame.
Well, how about third place? Chase Hess just won the B main and has made his way up into the third spot. He's only a second and a half off the leader, too. We'll have a look at all the contact. Oh, no, this was one a little bit deeper. Tyler Ward and Shane Pierce. Oh! Here comes the battle for second. Chase Hess. Oh! Trouble down in corner 4. Yellow's apparently off tonight. Oh, yeah. I thought maybe there was going to be some payback there.
There's still plenty of time left. So Nick Sheridan out in front of Chase Hess. Hess throws it in deep, goes up the track a little bit higher than Sheridan. There's going to be traffic throughout this race for these drivers.
Even Goldner checked out in front. 1.3 seconds over Nick Sheridan. Chase Hess has drifted a bit behind Sheridan. Sean Evans, again, we talk about him a lot because of where he started and where he is now. Solid run in the 4th spot, and he was kind of tangled up in that mess there amongst the leaders.
Well, pretty much everyone had a piece of it. It happened at the front of the pack, and everybody had to weed their way through the mishap, and the cars trying to avoid each other.
Cameron Kocarik having a good run in the top 5 as well. Oh, there's Sheridan around.
That was Sheridan. Oh, the carnage. Sheridan puts it in reverse, heads into the pits. Now we'll get a run to get back onto the racetrack. Out in front, it's all Steve Goldner, out by nearly 3 seconds on second place, Chase Hess, and 6 seconds on third place, Sean Evans.
Goldner ripping right around the top, right up against the wall. Showing what he's done so well all season long here, this Friday night I-Xcitement. Chase Hess in the 2nd spot, but he's 3 seconds back. Travis Miller running in 3rd. Evans and Turkey rounding up the top 5.
That was almost disaster for Goldner. He got squeezed up towards the outside wall. Well, have a look at what happened to Nick Sheridan. Clinton Nicholls was right behind him. They made some contact.
Five laps left to go for Stephen Goldner in the 30 machine. Knocking the laps down quickly with almost a 4-second advantage. And I believe we may see a caution finally. Not sure what it's for. Spencer says everything. This caution's in lieu of all the other ones that we didn't have. This is the caution that Stephen Goldner is going to question.
The previous 3 that should have been cautions, everybody else will question.
So it's Goldner, Hess, Miller, Turkey, and Evans, the top 5. Beagle back there in 6th. Joey Harrimans gets into the wall and makes contact. All right. Back to the green flag with 3 laps left to go. Goldner trying to hold off Chase Hess and Travis Miller.
Yeah, Travis Miller is the one I would watch. He's got some laps on iRacing. He has been quick. He disposes of Chase Hess. He is right up against that outside wall with 2 laps to go. Can Miller close in on Stephen Goldner?
There you ride aboard Travis Miller. See him right there as they come down to the checkered flag. Stephen Goldner's going to pick up the win. Make that his 5th, will it be? They'll make that his 6th out of 8. Only 2 weeks he did not pick up the win. Congratulations goes to Stephen Goldner. Travis Miller will cross the line in second. Chase Hess will also wind up on the podium in this one for Friday night I-Xcitement. We'll head down to Safety Clean Victory Lane. Clinton Jeffrey will talk with the top 3 in our final Big O Stars A main of Friday night Excitement for 2020.
Well, while we get them ready, Greg, you mentioned it earlier in our talks yesterday, I think it was. We kind of went the full gamut of the dirt tracks here on iRacing. We saw some amazing action all the way on through.
Yeah, it was good. There was something different every week, and it played to different drivers' strengths, too, I think.
Goldner's been strong all the way through. Steven, can you hear us? Hello, Mr. Goldner? Okay. Waiting on Steven. Do we have anybody in there, Spencer? All right, Stephen Goldner, we were just talking about, we saw the full gamut of dirt tracks here in iRacing, and some played to other guys' strengths, but you seem to be strong on all the tracks. It's been a good series for you. You've certainly stepped out front and ran very well. I don't know if Steven caught that. Steven? Do we have Travis or Chase? All right, Chase has 3rd place. You got me? Chase has 3rd place. You got me?
Yeah, I got you
Breaker
now.
19. Hey, how's it going? Chase, good deal for you. I mean, we talked a few weeks ago about how you came late to the iRacing platform, but you've certainly picked it up quick. You got to be super pleased with how things have gone for you here virtually.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Just, come out and put some practice laps in, racing with guys like Goldner and Beagle. Kind of helps.
What's been the toughest part?
I was learning where your car is. You don't have to feel like you're doing a real car, so.
Right on. Well, congrats. A solid run here. We'll watch for you in the Pro-Am coming up later tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Chase Hess, 3rd place here in the Cool Kids Ice and Water Sprint Car feature. 2nd place, Travis Miller. Travis, you've been running good. You've probably been the latest guy to get up there and chase Goldner every week. You've been a solid podium finisher throughout this run of Friday Night Excitement events. Your season's gone pretty well virtually as well.
Yeah, it's gone all right. I was really hoping that I would get that caution about 5 laps earlier. I would have tried to give Goldner a run for his money there. I was catching him at the end, but sometimes the cautions don't fall the way you want, and got to settle for a 2nd.
How are you at Lanier? Are you feeling comfortable here, or is there a problem spot out there for you tonight?
I'm pretty good when the track gets slicked off, but during qualifying, I just can't find a good qualifying lap right now. So hopefully we can work on that one in the next race.
All right, there you have it. Travis Miller, 2nd place here tonight. And our winner, 6 out of 8 events this season, Stephen Goldner. Stephen, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
It's another solid run for you. You picked up a lot of feature wins this season online. You got to be really, really happy with how things have gone for you. I mean, it couldn't have gone much better here.
No, it was good. It's been good so far, but this might be my last week. I gotta go back to work here next week, so see if I can get back on, depending on how long this deal keeps going. So we'll see.
Well, you didn't get the memo. Tonight's the last night, so you're not going to miss anything next week. It's been a great run. 6 out of 8 in the Cool Kids Sprint Car, so great job.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Stephen, also for all the work you did in the practices, keeping things organized as admin, and some of the nights when no one was around. You did a great job. Thank you. That'll do it from Safety Clean Victory Lane. We'll send it back up to Greg and Adam as we get ready to take a short break, and we'll be right back here with the Associates feature coming up. And their A main will be coming up shortly. Not sure we're there in the program. We whistled through the sprint cars here, so we'll be right back here on Friday Night Excitement.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV. Welcome back to Friday Night Excitement for Washougal Speedway. Tonight at the virtual Lanier National Speedway. My name's Greg Kilnan. With me, Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey for our final broadcast of Friday Night Excitement. It's been a fun run, 8 weeks in total, and Stephen Goldner picks up his 6th win in 8 tries with the Washougal Stars. Right now, the Washougal Associates onto the racetrack in what I believe might be, their B-Main final qualifier.
Wow, some surprises here in the B-Main, too.
Wally Wilson goes from the pole. Cody Olson on the outside of the front row. Back in row number 2, where we find Nathan Jackson and Leroy Buscombe in the 71. Don Dolson in the 04 and Michael Milton in the 5. They'll go from 5th and 6th. 7th and 8th, Mike Tuvey and Anthony Grocott. And going 9th, Lucas Smith. 10th, Brandon Gruel. And that is the B-Main, and I assume all cars will transfer into the Washougal Associates main event here tonight.
Surprised to see Cody Olson in a B-Main. One of the perennial front runners. He absolutely destroyed the wall last week and went for a wild flip, kind of ruining his night, but you can always expect some speed from Cody Olson.
B-Main brought to you by Bradshaw Brothers. I want to thank them for their continued support at Washougal Speedway. Still to come, the Pinty's Pro-Am, the top 6 from the A-Main. We were having the B-Main right now for the Associates. To follow will be the A-Main for the Associates, and the Pinty's Pro-Am, which pit the top 18 from the Stars A-Main, along with the top 6 from our Associates A, and then the Middleport Mechanical Street Stock feature event of the B-Main is off and going, and Cody Olson going at it at the front. Here he is on the outside of Wally Wilson.
And Wally Wilson, that's 2 laps in a row down into turn 3 where he got that car all kinds of sideways.
Down the back stretch they go. 10 laps the distance. All cars will transfer. Olson will cross the stripe to complete lap number 4.
Jackson working the extreme outside, trying to make a move on Wally Wilson. He'll poke the nose to the inside down into the corner. Nothing to be done there. Now he's going to go way down to the inside, try to clear Wilson on the exit of the turn. Can't quite do it. He'll try again. Wilson fends back by crossing back underneath. Nice move by Wally Wilson.
Good racing for that second position. They work it off the corner down the front stretch. 4 laps left to go here in this B main. Wesley Shaw on Facebook says, sucks that this is the last Friday for this, but thanks Adam, Greg, Clint, and the team for great work and putting this on. Some great racing and crashes. Yes. Some of the crashes might be more memorable. Although, thinking about that street stock finish, that probably tops all the crashes.
Yeah, I think Steve Shaw takes the win for spectacular crash of the season.
And Mike Schultz for the most spectacular win with the cool shot at USA.
Yes.
Final lap for Cody Olson, no surprise as he works it down the back stretch. And will set his sights on the A main now for the Big O Associates.
Nice job by Wally Wilson there as well.
Shout out to Adam Van
Who's always watching.
He's our beef jerky guy. Always got to take care of the food distributors going on at Ohsweken Speedway. I miss Tiny's Treats, though.
Oh.
Be sure you tune in to the G-Force Racing League, 7 broadcasts a week on GForceTV.net. Practice time for the Big O Associates for their A main.
Well, we'll have to convince the admins here to shorten up their warm-up to maybe 2 minutes. It only takes 2 minutes to get out there and put in 5-6 laps. You know what the car's got in it.
Practice is also taking place right now for the Pinty's Pro-Am. I've got that on one screen watching that. Jim Hoopin quick again in that. And I'm sure he's going to look for some redemption after a rough start in the Stars feature. He was looking strong heading into that A main and crashed out early.
Some neat viewpoints of the racetrack here. You see cars on the inside of the wall, on the infield. But a heck of a lot more out on the racing surface, putting in their laps as we prepare for the Ohsweken Associates A main event. And the session has been advanced. We'll get ready to line up for the A main. But for now, let's talk about Humberstone Speedway's Lockdown Showdown, Saturday, June 13th, 7 p.m. 358 Dirt Modifieds plus Thunderstocks. It's going to be a great show. It'll be streamed right here free on GeForce TV. And folks, that is how you have to watch it. No fans will be allowed at the Speedway.
It's going to be a good show. Looking forward to it. Want to thank Dave Bittner for making this happen. And I know Clinton Jeffrey, a lot of work behind the scenes as well. It's going to be a great show down at Humberstone.
Yeah, excited to get it going. At least get the season up a little bit. And there's a lot of buzz about this event, Adam, and it may spawn a few other things going on. So we'll see how it plays out in the coming weeks.
Connor Ross lines up on the pole for this one. Ian Blanchard will go from the second spot here for the Big O Associates A main event. Brought to you by Strickland's. Mike Husby back there in the third spot. Dan McLaren will go from position number 4. Back in the 5th starting position, Andrew Smith in the 79, and Mike Schultz in the 6th starting position. Going from 7th, Jeff Flaro in the 00, and Dale Curran in the 31. Back in row number 5 is where we find Jeffrey Barker and Andy Patton. Row number 6 is Corey Whittam and Greg Boydell, corner 2 cameraman at Ohsweken Speedway. B main drivers Cody Olson and Wally Wilson start 13th and 14th. 15th will be Nathan Jackson, 16th Leroy Buscombe, 17th Lucas Smith, 18th Mike Tuvey, 19th will be Brandon Gruel, 20th Michael Milton, and 21st Anthony Grocott, 22nd Don Dolson. And that is your starting field for the Big O Associates, brought to you by Strickland's.
once again, Adam Ross is forced to choose between food and his own flesh and blood here, as Young Money starts up on the pole with Mike Husby right behind. And Adam, you bringing pizza to Mike Husby's race is almost like the equivalent of washing your car right before it rains, isn't it?
Maybe, but I think what I'm demonstrating is I couldn't wait anymore for pizza. Like Mike Husby had, 7 weeks to get the win? It was a generous offer, but sooner or later, you got to take matters into your own hands.
Well, we're on board. Mike Husby running back there in that 4th position behind Ian Blanchard. Out in front is Daddy's Money, Connor Ross. 2nd place, Ian Blanchard. 3rd, Dan McLaren. And I thought of a nickname for myself this week. If things get any tougher, I'm going to be called Justin's Money pretty soon.
Everybody fighting for room at the top of the racetrack. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of speed down low. I'm not sure what Cody Olson was waiting for. He was off the pace, and now he's running amongst the leaders. Does he have a score to settle?
Biding his time down there in that bottom lane. Ian Blanchard continues to work in that rubber down patch. You can see it in the middle groove. And that's opening it up for the other drivers to work on the outside.
What happens here is you can run the outside much easier at speed than you can run the bottom. So drivers go up there because it's very hard. Unless you make a mistake, it'll be very hard for someone to pass you. But mistakes do happen, but when you're running down low, you've really got to be careful, and you've got to hit your marks, and you've got to have a plan, and even then you might still not be as quick as the cars on the outside.
Connor Ross out in front. Mike Schultz is in a good battle side by side with Ian Blanchard for the 2nd spot. They've been a regular since week 1 of Friday Night Excitement. Here's Schultz on that outside line trying to work by Blanchard in that black and purple 39. There's the battle, 4th and 5th. Mike Husby back there with Dan McLaren.
Now they're having to switch lanes a little bit. They're getting into lap traffic, so it's going to be a matter of who can get through the slow traffic better without having to lift. Mike Schultz is probably the toughest competition we've seen in the Associates division, so the fact that he's in that 2nd spot, this will be anybody's race.
Schultz works it down across the stripe, working on that outside line, trying to get past Ian Blanchard. Great battle, as you said, right in the thick of the lap traffic. Schultz right up against the wall. Blanchard continues to run in the middle groove. All the while, Connor Ross out in front by over half a second.
I'm still fascinated by Cody
go.
Olson at the front. 10 laps remaining. Cody just in front of Ian Blanchard. So I'm not sure if he just wanted to wait and run with the leaders, or if Cody has something in mind.
Connor Ross, leader side by side with Cody Olson. Connor not running the extreme outside like he was. He's down in that middle groove. And Ian Blanchard's beginning to reel him in. He's cut the lead now by 0.2 of a second. Now make that 0.3.
Yeah, whatever.
Riding on board.
So Connor obviously saw Cody Olson do something, and he thought, okay, maybe there's some speed down there. So Ross went down to steal his line. It's one of those things we talk about now and then, that sometimes being the leader of a race is not the best position to be in. When you're in 2nd spot, you're going to explore every option on the racetrack to try to find speed.
Hey, Ian Blanchard has caught him. He's right there as he works down on the inside. He'll work to the outside of Cody Olson. Running that middle groove, Connor Ross just in front. And now he's gotten by Connor Ross for the top spot. So Ian Blanchard, the point for the moment. Heavy traffic side by side into 3 and 4.
And Mike Schultz is right there as well. This is mayhem. with less than 5 laps to go in this race. Look at that. Ross, Blanchard, Schultz, all fighting for position. Cody Olsen in the mix as well, 1 lap down.
At this point, just hoping all the lap traffic plays nice, and now Mike Schultz is on the back end of Connor Ross as Ian Blanchard did not fare well with all that heavy traffic.
No, I think the outside is where you've got to be. I mean, Blanchard showed a lot of speed getting up to the front. But I think ultimately you got to be up on the top, dancing, flirting with that outside wall, flirting with disaster. But is Schultz setting up for a final lap slide job?
Wow, what a race this is. Final lap. White flag is out. Daddy's money. Connor Ross out in front. Mike Schultz trying to make a move on him for the win.
And Mike Schultz made the slide job. Connor back to the inside, down into 3.
And Connor Ross holds on
by 6/100ths. We were kind of focused on Blanchard that last lap, but you could still see what was going on. A couple of slide jobs exchanged. Clinton Jeffrey going to go to safety clean victory lane. So Clinton, I'm going to need you to tell Connor that he's kicked out of the ride for the street stock race.
No problem.
Connor celebrating with some donuts down in corner number 1. Picks up the win by 6/100ths of a second over Mike Schultz. Ian Blanchard third, Jeffrey Barker a nice drive up to the 4th spot. Mike Husby completes the top 5.
All right, guys, down here,
still to come.
Down here in safety clean victory lane, we've got our top 3 ready to go. Connor Ross, congrats on the win here tonight, man. You've picked up your game since the start of this and continued to get better. And you finish off our virtual season here with a win.
Yeah, I'm super proud. I got to thank you guys, first of all, for putting this stuff on and giving us computer sim racers, shot at racing with some of the Sheridan drivers here.
No, it's been really cool. I think the mix we came up with was great. You know, your dad told me to tell you something, and you're kicked out of the street stock race. I'll just say it because he's going to drive the car tonight against me and Greg. So you're going to have to sit out, but you're going out as a winner, and you got one more shot here in the Pro-Am. Can you get it done?
I think I can. And first of all, I think there's a weight limit on the street stock, but
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, a chip right off
that's
the
awesome.
old boulder there. I like that one. Good job, Connor. Bonus points for the dig on Pops. And you better watch it because he's probably within swatting distance. Moving on to second place, Mike Schultz. Mike, you had a heck of a battle at the end there with Ian Blanchard. You've had some great runs here with us in our virtual season here on Friday nights. Hopefully you've had a good time with us. You put on some great racing for us.
I really can't thank you guys enough for all that you guys have done. I really hope we get to continue this, down the road, but I want to see some regular racing too. So thank you all for letting me be a part of this. It's meant a lot to me. It's been really a good time on Friday.
No problem, Mike. We've seen a lot of the associates do well in the Pro-Am. How are you feeling here, Lanier, when we mix you in with the other group coming up next?
I'm excited about it. That was one heck of a race there with Connor. A lot of fun. And they were making that bottom side work, and I really didn't go down there and try it, so maybe I got to go try that.
All right, thanks, Mike. I think, we're just not committed to the Friday nights every night, but we do have some special events planned, and we've got a great group of racers. So watch for more to come. Good luck coming up in the Pinty's Pro-Am.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Third place here, Ian Blanchard. Ian, you were in that mix with Schultz, had some good battles going on at the last few laps. Talk about the finish of that one for us.
Oh, it was fun. I mean, I definitely think at the end there I was probably the fastest car on the track. I could really roll that bottom good, but lap cars played a factor, and I had a lap car that was kind of holding me up there for a good portion of the race. But it was just fun. I'm just glad to be able to front with you guys, just have fun. I appreciate everything you guys have done. It's been a blast. Sorry to Mike that I think I reared him in the wall a few times. I was just trying my best to give him as much room. But it was a lot of fun. Everybody raced clean up there, and it was a good run.
All right, there you have it from Safety Clean Victory Lane tonight with the Schweeken Associates, Connor Ross, Mike Schultz, and Ian Blanchard, the top 3 guys. And that'll wrap things up here from Victory Lane. Pinty's Pro-Am is on deck next, followed by our Street Stock finale. Hang around. We got a lot of great stuff still to come. We appreciate you being here. We got our junior announcing crew on deck ready to take off. And, Greg, it's up to you. Should we make them do the Pro-Am or the Street Stock race? What do you want? Adam, what do you think? We'll figure that one out. We'll be right back after this one, ladies and gentlemen. We're back shortly.
Take a look inside any rotary combine, and you'll find single rotor technology. Technology Case IH introduced over 35 years ago with the axial flow combine. But unless it gives you more bells and whistles with fewer belts and chains, more power using less fuel, it's not an axial flow. Because while the heart of every rotary combine beats red, only Case IH gives you the power to do more.
What makes a trailer a Miska? Is it the heavy-duty Canadian steel they're made from? Or is it the exceptional finish that will last year after year? How about knowing that these are the best back trailers in the industry? These are the reasons you buy Miska. So what makes these trailers a Miska? It's the hard-working Canadians who craft them. We are Miska. We are Canadian tough.
Pinty's Chicken Wings, just like you get at the pub. Official sponsor of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, 8-time Grey Cup champs and kings of Steeltown. Pinty, making great food fun.
Welcome back to Friday Night I-Xcitement for Ohsweken Speedway, here at the virtual Lanier National Speedway.
And you know, Greg, I've tried not to talk about Connor too much since the first week he was doing better, because it's just awkward. I don't know how Clinton did it talking about his brother racing. It's hard. But watching his improvement over this season, watching everyone's improvement, you can see just drivers getting so much better, situational awareness, becoming such better racers. There's not that much difference between sim racing and the real thing. When you get quality seat time around quality drivers, you just become better at doing it. And it's fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. That's exactly what I've seen, too, and the different drivers we've talked about that have improved, and just being in these servers through the weeknights and logging those laps, and you can never really judge how good you are until you're out there against much better drivers, and it just gives you something to aim for, and just the little things you pick up, even just riding behind someone or just talking to them.
Oh, exactly. And there's been friendships created and probably some rivalries created, but that's okay. That's what it's about. But it really has served the purpose we wanted it to serve. One, give our friends and fans something that they can watch, something that they can enjoy, but really give our racers something to do and, you know, put on some good, fair, fun racing. And I think that's what's been done.
So it looks like the server has been advanced. They'll go into qualifying now for the Pinty's Pro-Am, again made up of the drivers from the Ohsweken Stars feature, the top 18, along with the top 6 from the Ohsweken Associates. So qualifying will hit the track right now, and that will set the field for the Pinty's Pro-Am. Following up with that will be the Middleport Mechanical Street Stock feature event. So 5 minutes of qualifying on the clock right now for the Pinty's Pro-Am.
How good are you in a street stock, Greg? They are very hard to drive.
I've never run a competitive race in the street stocks, I'll say that.
Okay.
And I find, like I've done primarily a lot of trucks and cup, and then the dirt late model is the one I've focused on in the last 8 months, and that's pretty much all I put my time into now. So I just find it's a hard transition when you skip from something that you've been racing constantly to something that you don't have a lot of laps in, and it'll be interesting, but it's fun.
Absolutely.
So what we've done now with my iRacing account is I just do the dirt racing, and McLean now takes over my asphalt account. And now he's just starting out in the Legends, and I think he's got a win in that so far. So he's just learning the ropes in that.
Well, the finale of our Canadian Sim Racing Series goes Sunday night, 9 o'clock from Atlanta. And let me tell you, of all the asphalt tracks, Atlanta is tough. It is slippery. The tires go away after about 2 laps, so there's going to be a lot of slipping and sliding, and there's a lot of people that are butt hurt towards each other, so that's going to be fun.
Guys, just taking a look here. This is pictures that Chris Dickie sent me in of Ashton Dickie's mini stock ready to head to vinyl, and we asked the driver to send in some pics. A great-looking mini stock getting ready to go out from the Dickie stable. That color makes me hope they do a fighter pilot or fighter plane look to it or something. There's something with that gray. But I'm sure they got something wicked up their sleeve. But good lines on that mini stock getting ready to go whenever we're actually ready to hit the dirt.
Well, the nice thing I heard today in the news is they're actually considering now in Ontario dealing with each region differently. Now, I'm sure we'll probably get lumped in with Toronto and Hamilton, the bigger cities, but there is some hope for Northern Ontario. But I also heard Kingston and East, so that may play into the favor of Cornwall, Brockville. So it's just there is hope in the horizon. We'll put it that way.
Sure. I agree. You know, there's been lots of different things going on. Parts of New York are opening up now, like we mentioned earlier. Iowa's been allowed to go 50% capacity, so you never know. Could be around the next turn before we know it.
We have to be ready. Like the world is, we are going to return to normalcy. It's just a matter of when we can do it, when it can all be released, and there's a lot of things at play, but I think we should be proud to be Canadians in this, during this time. I mean, we can look around the world at what's going on all around the world, and I can say personally, I'm pretty proud of how our people have reacted and gotten through this.
So once again, I want to thank all our supporters who were with us week in and week out throughout this virtual adventure. We had a lot of great response, a lot of people watching and participating each week, and we certainly appreciate you guys hanging out with us on the Friday and getting us a chance to get you all up to speed on what iRacing has to offer. And we've had a great time. Well,
we've even given people who need to complain, Clinton, and there's a lot of those people, something to complain about. Because there's been people that would make comments, this isn't racing, or this is wrong, or that's wrong. And I'm thinking, you know what? You're welcome. You're welcome for us giving you something that you can bitch about. Otherwise, they might have had nothing to complain.
Oh, yes, they would.
I don't know.
Greg, are you getting into the server? Are you getting into the street stocks or what?
I'm going to stay in the Pro-Am for now to get the lineup, and then I'll hop into the street stocks.
Are we not announcing this Pro-Am, or are you guys going to leave me so you can go and practice?
No, we don't need
Who's announcing the Pro-Am?
I think we are, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah,
now,
so are you guys going to be announcing while you practice your street stocks?
Caitlin DeBoer, we do have her audio, and they'll be joining McLean here shortly for the street stock race. One more bit of work for you guys here tonight.
I don't know where he is.
Way past his bedtime?
Paging McLean Keldon to the office. All right. Pitty's Pro-Am lineup set and ready to go. Nick Sheridan draws the pole to the outside. Andy Patton in the 87. Back in row number 2 will be Ian Blanchard in the 39 and Mike Schultz in car number 16. He'll go from 4th. Jim Hoopenden starts in the 5th position. 6th will be Chase Hess. 7th, Jeffrey Barker. 8th, Stephen Goldner. 9th, Aaron Turkey. 10th, Travis Miller. 11th, Mike Husby. And 12th will be Connor Ross. 13th, Clinton Nicholls. 14th, Ashton Dickie. Back in 15th, Sam Panaccio and Leroy Buscom alongside him in 16th. 17th, Nick Erskine. 18th is Cameron Kocarik. 19th will be Cody Olson. And 20th is Joey Hermans. And then we've got Nathan Petty back there in the 21st spot. Dan McLaren in 22nd. So that is your final Pinty's Pro-Am feature for Friday night. I-Xcitement. And this one will rattle off quickly, I'm sure. 25 laps the distance. And I want to thank Pinty's for their support of everything Oshweekend.
Must be waiting for another car to grid in, so they'll use the full 2 minutes. I believe that's what it has. Nick Sheridan in that Pride Seeds, number 45. These drivers getting a little antsy to get going. Sunset at Lanier Raceway. Sun setting down over turn number 4.
Stephen Goldner, Travis Miller in this one, they're starting pretty deep for their standards, at least. Back there in 8th for Goldner, and right behind him in 10th, Travis Miller. They'll be interesting to watch as they march their way to the front of the field. Coming to the green flag, the Pinty's Pro-Am, the final edition for Friday Night I-Xcitement.
That was a neat view. The entire outside row pitched into the corner, and they were almost all pointing the same direction.
Sheridan out in front. Andy Patton in the second spot. Mike Schultz came up 6/100ths of a second shy in the Associates feature behind Connor Ross, riding back there in 3rd.
Chase has 4th, Stephen Goldner up to 5th on that opening lap, and right now they're just working the track up. Not a lot of laps on this track, so it's still a little bit heavy. So I think the first probably 10, 15 laps of this race, there's going to be a lot of action up in the outside groove, but then it's going to push that cushion up against the wall, and whoever can make the best move moving down the track is going to have the advantage. We saw Andy Patton try to make a move on the bottom, and it cost him a position.
Yeah, he got disposed of quickly there by Mike Schultz, and in fact, Chase Hess slipped by him as well as Stephen Goldner. So Patton, at one point, going for the lead, now back in the 5th spot.
Yeah, I think you have to be content right now to run the top of the racetrack and bide your time. If you're 3rd place all the way back to 7th or 8th, just keep on running the top, use it up as much as you can, and then hope there's something on the bottom that you can try to make a move on in the last 10 laps or so of this feature.
Lap traffic starting to become a factor now for the leaders. Nick Sheridan sees a couple of cars directly in front of him, and as we saw in that last race, it really was a big part of how that race played out, the big clumps of traffic. We right on board with Mike Schultz. Oh, tricky situation there. Nice move, though.
He timed that nicely, executed that nicely. That could have turned bad.
Down to complete lap 11 now. 14 laps remaining here in the Pinty's Pro-Am. Still to come, the Middleport Mechanical Street Stock feature. From here at the virtual Lanier National Speedway.
The tire tracks all the way up to the wall in certain parts of the corner and on exit. That's what, so now that, whoa, we got one on its side right in front of the leaders.
From the leaders.
So now that cushion is right up against the wall, that was amazing.
Schultz gets up into the wall that time. That's going to lengthen the advantage. Held by Nick Sheridan in the 45. Schultz second, Hess third, Goldner fourth, Patton fifth.
Riding on board with Schultz, and you can see just a fan out of cars in front of him.
Heavy traffic. Oh, Goldner in that second spot down the inside, extreme inside. had the spot for a second. Now he's got it away from Mike Schultz.
Working the high side. The lead is 2 seconds for Nick Sheridan. Oh, Schultz and Goldner tangle. It is nothing but clear racetrack for Nick Sheridan for the next number of laps. He enjoys a 3.5 second advantage over Mike Schultz.
See the beating and banging going on the backstretch as the leader races through corner number 4. This time by, it'll be 4 laps left to go.
Sheridan down the inside to get around some traffic, now up towards the outside. I gotta ask my driver, hey, Daddy's money, did you log into the Street Stock server? Because clearly, since he's in the living room, his night is done.
Is he sulking?
No, he's in good spirits. That'll change once the broadcast is over.
2 laps to go this time by for Nick Sheridan. Pride Seeds, Vibrant Farms 45. Nathan Acklin Insurance coming on board his car in 2020 as well. And he'll see the white flag this time by the stripe.
Heads to the inside where a slower car had just actually worked that direction into the corner. He'll avoid that, keep himself clean through 3 and 4, and it'll be Nick Sheridan taking the final Pinty's Pro-Am of our iRacing season. And while Clint heads to Safety Clean Victory Lane, I'm going to adjust the seat in the iRacing rig.
Nick Sheridan picks up the win in the Pinty's Pro-Am. As we get set for our final race of the night, the Middleport Mechanical Thunder Stocks or Street Stock Challenge. As the top 3 will head down to the front stretch and talk to Clinton Jeffrey in the Safety Clean Victory Lane as Nick Sheridan does the burnout down on the front stretch. Oh, right in front of Cody Olson. And we'll throw it over to Clinton Jeffrey to talk to our top 3 here tonight.
Let's try Mike Schultz. Mike, you there?
Yeah, I got you.
Good run here again. We talked to you about 10 minutes ago. Solid run, man. Great to have you with us. We appreciate you being with us week in and week out.
Hey, thank you. That was a lot of fun. Lap track traffic was scary there. Let's go see what we can do in the street stock race, I guess.
Mike, where are you from? Let the people know where you live.
I am from Naples, New York. So it's upstate New York, just so everybody knows. Not to
Awesome. Good job. Thanks, Mike, for being with us. We'll try Goldner. Stephen Goldner, are you here?
Yeah.
Another podium finish in what's been a great season for you. Fantastic run here in the Friday night excitement. Congrats again.
Yeah, thanks a lot. We struggled a little bit in lap traffic tonight, but it was a good race, so it was fun.
All right, cool, man. Congrats on a solid season. And Nick Sheridan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got a copy of you now, Quinn.
Nick, good job. We talked about how quickly you picked up this iRacing deal after doing the same thing in your crate sprints last season, setting up for another great year as the defending champ. And, you've been out of school for a while. Are you bored yet?
Honestly, I am not bored at all. I'm loving this. Working in the shop every day. I got another job here I do every day now. I'm not at school, so it's just
awesome job, Nick. You've been a great addition to the Ashweekan family. We appreciate it. We'll watch for you coming up here in the next race if you stick around. If not, you've had some great runs, and congrats on your success here on Friday Night Excitement.
Thank you very much, Quentin. I don't think I'll be running in the street stock race. I'm working out in the real car in the shop, trying to make sure our crate program's all ready when Oshwegan gets back to racing.
All right, there you have it. Nick Sheridan, the defending crate champion, and the winner here tonight in the Pinty's Pro-Am. That'll wrap things up from Safety Clean Victory Lane. We switch things over now to our junior announcers, McLean Callan and Caitlin DeBoer, to see if they're with us and if we got them. You guys, can you hear me? Caitlin? McLean? Anybody there? Hello, hello? All right, who we got there? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Now.
McLean, you there? Caitlin, hello?
Here.
All right, it's all your show, guys, so it's up to you guys now. Caitlin and McLean, they will be our host of the Thursday live micro sprint program once we get it going with Jackson Jeffrey. We'll be doing pit reporting and mobile for them. So we'll turn over to McLean Callan and Caitlin DeBoer to take it away as we get ready to go with the street stock. Spencer, give them something to look at.
Do you hear me, McLean?
So we are in practice right now.
Well, I don't know if I'm here or not. Clinton, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm on Discord now.
Sir.
Well, Caitlin, we're still working on getting McLean going, but are you here?
I'm here.
All right, we're going to have some fun tonight. You make sure you say good things about me and Greg. Don't worry about Adam. Get him talking, Spence.
There we go.
All right.
What?
Oh, how much time we got left? I just caused a huge wreck. All right, how much time we got left here in this section? We are still a little bit to go. All right, Roger, if you can hear me. Yep, we're all on. Roger, you can advance the server. If we're
Get
good
him
to
to
go.
shut up all week, and now he won't talk.
Wow, this is a handful.
So we are in the middle of practice now. All the cars are out there. And we will get ready to go to qualify. So, Spencer, maybe we'll watch each of us go in turn. So, who wants to go first? Greg, Adam?
I'm ready to set flow time.
All right, we'll watch Greg first, and then I'll follow him out after that. So, Greg, you can go first.
All right.
Hey, Connor, how do I see it?
You're on camera, McLean. Talk. Oh, I was starting at the end of the lane. That messed me all up. Sorry, I'm used to starting down the other corner. I'm going to make a lap through the pits here.
Oh, boy.
I can't exit there. I'm only going to get one lap.
Oh no! All right, I'm heading out too. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, go ahead.
That was my
Trying to
problem.
get him to talk.
I did the same thing.
All right.
Can I back up in pit road?
Here we go, starting off with
I got black flags.
Greg Callan on the track.
Going for qualifying here.
Looks like it got in the 21.
I didn't even get a full
on
lap.
the track.
The 17 car of the Adam Ross out here now.
Oh boy, 27th. That's not good.
And Adam is currently 25th. We can't expect much from him.
Talk.
Have you
qualified
qualified?
yet, Clinton?
Oh, no. Where are you?
Yeah, I qualified already.
I didn't even get a lap in.
I got half a lap in, so.
It looks like we're still on the qualifying.
All right, so qualifying's wrapping up here. We're getting ready to grid. So look at that. Adam Ross, Greg, then myself. All three of us at the back. This should be good. Don't be messing with my incident points now. I need all the ones I can get.
So used to being spawned up in corner 4, and I saw the entry. Thought, no, I can't pull out there. Well, not thinking, oh yeah, I'm down in corner 1, and so my first lap was in the infield, and my second
laughed
lap
at you.
was 23 seconds.
Did the same thing, then I backed up and got black flagged. So that wasn't working either.
So what happened to Adam?
I don't know what his excuse is.
Okay, there's the qualifying lineup. Clint or McLean, Caitlin, give us a rundown.
Starting on the pole, number 16, Donnie Lampman. Second, the number 1 machine, Ian Blanchard. Starting third, 39.
That's Nathan Jackson.
Starting third and 39, Nathan Jackson. And fourth, the 28 of Jay Hill. And then fifth, 13 of... I can't tell any of the names.
All right. We got 30 seconds left. My strategy is just avoid everything in front of me. Because there's nobody starting behind me other than you, Clint.
All right, I'll have to put on my epic racing gloves and get ready to go.
Oh, nice.
Are we going to fight? Or are we going to race?
There he is.
There's Pizza Face.
It's the longest I've ever seen him go without his mouth move.
Oof. All right. We're just about ready to go here.
Oh, the goatee's back. I just realized that.
Yeah, it shows how much you pay attention. Like my wife. Took her a week to realize it was there.
Don't miss
No,
the
I'm
grid.
just kidding. Yes, good call. Oh, boy. All right.
Starting on the pole, number 16, Donnie Lampman. And second, in the 1 machine, Ian Blanchard. Starting in third in the 39, Nathan Jackson. Starting in fourth, Jordan Hill in the 28 machine. In fifth, 13 of Stephen Shaw, and in sixth, the 35 of Brandon Grohl. Starting seventh in the 43, Clinton Nicholls, and the 8th, J.G. Boydell. Starting ninth, the 7, Anthony Grockett, and the 73, starting in 10th, Dan McLaren. 11th, the 25 of Mike Schultz, and in 12th, Aaron Witzke in the 4th. Starting in 13th, the 96 of Steve Shaw, and in 14th, Andrew Smith in the 79 machine. 15th, Jim Hubin in the number 19, and Ashton Dickie in the 26 machine. 26 machine starting 16th. And then 17th, the second second machine, Mikey 2V, and 18th, the 64, Nick Erskine. And 19th, KS Kocarik in the 99, and 71, Leroy Buscombe in 20th. 21st, the 60, Mike Husby, and Aaron Turkey in the 20s, starting 22nd. In 23rd, the 04 of Don Dolson, and in 24th, Corey Whittam, the 55. In 25th, the 17 of Adam Ross, and 26th, the 75 of Greg Kellman. And 27th, the 77 of Jason Thompson, and in 28th, Roger Craig. And 29th, Lucas Smith in the 14 machine, and in 30th, Clinton Jeffrey in the 21.
Okay, Adam just said he would give free ice cream if they wrecked Greg and I, so watch for this one to get crazy.
Green flag is out. 5 laps for the street stock challenge.
There goes Adam into the wall.
Oh, I got wrecked already.
And Jeffrey, well, not driving on the backstretch. Adam Ross, currently 28th. And Greg Kellman in 26. Sheridan first, Donnie Lampman in second, and Shaw in third.
We got 20 laps left to go for this street stock race. The top 3 is Ian Blanchard, second Donnie Lampman, and third is Shaw. It looks like
now in the cockpit. Right now in the cockpit of Greg Kellman, the 75 machine. Currently running 24th.
We're gonna win this on speed.
It looks like the 21 of Clinton Jeffrey is now in 29. Donnie Lampman is in second.
The top 10 for you guys. In first, Ian Blanchard, and Greg Correct. Well, first is Ian Blanchard, and second is Donnie Latman, and in third is Steve Shaw Jr., and in fourth is Hill, in the 28 machine, and in fifth, Dan McLaren, and in sixth, Jackson, and seventh, Clinton Nicholls, and in eighth, Mike Schultz, and in ninth, Andy Crockett, and rounding out the top 10 is Brandon Gruhl.
It looks like now the 75 Greg Cowan is in 21st.
Directed for the leaders.
We have 12 of 25 laps.
Need to
I need to get to the
pits.
pits.
Somebody let me down.
Well, your old fender's gone, so.
Oh, there he is. There he is, right there.
Looks like Greg Cowan is now in 25th.
Oops. You just got a black flag, boys.
So it looks like we got 11 laps left to go in this future event. Greg Cowan is now in 27th.
Oh, big flip down the backstretch. Well, Dad, the front of your car's looking a little ruffled.
Sure, I got a flat tire. Try pit stall.
Looks like Steve Shaw Jr. is now in first, and Donnie Latman is still holding second place.
Ian Blanchard got knocked back to 10th. He was leading the race there for a little bit.
Oh, Adam's gonna get by me.
Still on the hook.
Greg Kellman's right now in 20th.
Not for long.
Shaw
We got
Jr.
five.
and
Looks like we got 5 laps left to go.
Steve Shaw Jr. and Steve Shaw Jr. in first. The second of Donnie Latman and 16 machine in third. Jordan Hill, and in fourth, Darren McLaren. Third. And in fifth, Mike Schultz, and sixth, Andy Crockett. Seventh, Mike Husby. Eighth, Clinton Nicholls. Ninth, Corey Whittam, and 10th, Brandon Gruhl.
We have 2 laps left to go.
Whoop!
Steve Shaw and 13 can hold them out at a win here.
And the white flag is out for this future event.
Woo! 24th has never felt so good. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, we could have a little race. Send McLean to victory lane for me.
I won that one the dirty way.
Sorry, Adam.
Oops, I think I just spun Clinton Nicholls into victory lane. Oh, there's Adam.
Well, good job, junior announcers. Hopefully you had some fun here tonight. That was an interesting event, that's for sure.
That was an awesome race, boys.
All right.
Wow, breathtaking. Steve Shaw, great job here tonight. Always fun with the street stocks. Talk about your drive for us this evening.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Just missed the wrecks. That's all you can do in races. Thank you guys for hosting these every week. It's been quite fun. Thank Hooker Harness. Looking forward to getting out on the track tomorrow. Going to go test my real car at Merrick. And then I'm going to run the 13th at Humbers.
All right, cool, man. Well, we'll look for you. We'll be there with GeForce TV to follow it. So stay safe, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you guys soon.
Dan McLaren, good run for you. Top 3 here tonight in the street stocks. That it's always a blast out here with these guys.
Yeah, how about that? That was a lot of fun. Just want to thank you guys for putting this on. This is, for everyone that can't afford to do racing full time, this is the next best thing, and you guys made it pretty entertaining. So I just want to thank you.
All right. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you coming out and participating every week. Donnie Lampman, last one here. Donnie, great run tonight. You've been running pretty good here in this iRacing series as well. Are you almost ready to get back to the outdoor season?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Like Dan said, thanks to you guys for putting this on. I figured I missed the sprints tonight, so I figured I'd come out and do something in the street stocks. And first top 3 is pretty good. I'll take that any night of the week. Started first, and me and Ian had a good battle going on. I can't remember what happened to him. I think he got caught up in a wreck, but all in all, it was a good night. Good race to everyone that came out, especially Shaw. Good win.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Donnie Lampman there will be our third driver on the podium here tonight. Well, Greg and Adam, we had some fun. We had a great iRacing series here in Oshweek, and want to thank everybody who's been with us. Thank all our supporters, all the sponsors, all the viewers and fans who stuck with us throughout this event. We've lost Adam to the pizza officially now, and I want to thank McLean and Caitlin for coming in and having some fun with us tonight. Want to remind all our viewers, we have a lot of great stuff coming up on GeForce TV. Of course, tomorrow is the Canadian Sim Racing Series finale from Atlanta. Some of the best sim racers in Canada and some of the best pro racers in Canada participate in that. That'll take to the air at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Of course, you got the GeForce charity event coming up, which is tomorrow and Monday as well. So excited about that. And what Roger's got going on with the GeForce Leagues. All kinds of stuff going on. Stick to the channel. We got live events coming up. We got our talk show every Tuesday at 8 p.m. where we can bring you up to speed on the latest news. And there's the flyer for the Lockdown Showdown, Saturday, June 13th at Humberstone Speedway, 7 p.m. live here on GeForce TV. If you're a Thunderstock team or a 358 modified team and you want to get involved, contact Dave Bittner at Humberstone Speedway. Get involved. This is real racing with full payouts and a lot of action coming up live here on GeForce TV a couple weeks from tomorrow. Greg, it's been a lot of fun here on this series. I had a lot of fun. It was great to get together with the Friday night family and do some racing here virtually. What's your thoughts as we wrap things up here from our final Friday night excitement?
Well, first of all, a disclaimer to everybody that I wrecked in that race. I think I had something to do with Ian Blanchard not being in contention there at the win, so I apologize. But Clinton, I think what we did over the last 8 weeks was something special, and we heard it tonight from all the Victory Lane interviews, just drivers happy and thankful that we put this on. And that's what it was all about. You know, during a time that was just not enjoyable for all of us, we hope that we brought a little bit of a smile to your face on Friday nights and a little bit of normalcy in a world right now that isn't normal. So that's the main thing. We hope that you had a lot of fun with us here on Friday Night Excitement. We can't wait to get back to the track, and as soon as we can, we'll let you know about it. In the meantime, we can't wait to see you at Humberstone Speedway as well, right here on GForceTV.net. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, Clint, a fun night, fun 8 weeks of racing, and on to the next stage, and hopefully we'll see everybody at the track soon. Don't forget to stay tuned. We've got the June 21st All North Racing, powered by Pinty's, on the broadcast right after our Friday Night Excitement. So, Clint, I guess that will wrap it up. Thanks for Adabras for being a good sport tonight. I think I wrecked him a couple of times as well, too. And, Clint, don't forget my feature winner sticker, because I beat you two guys in this race, right? Do I get one, please?
That's fair. I got wrecked on turn 1 when my right front was up in front of my view, and I was like, I guess I'll be spending most of these 30 laps in the pits. So that's how it was for me. That'll be my excuse tonight. Spencer, re-rack that if you have to and show that I actually did get wrecked. It was no fault of my own. But anyways, a good time. We will have some match races. For all those who enjoyed these races, I don't want to say we're totally done with this group. We will be throwing up special events. We've got your information now. And you guys who raced with this series who want to keep going, you can also join the G-Force Racing Leagues. Roger Craig, who you've dealt with here if you've raced behind the scenes with us, he's been our race director along with Blake Nutley, and they do a great job putting their leagues together. So make sure you get over there and talk to Roger if you want to race. Everything from street stock to late models, every bit of experience in the middle, they've got something for you in the G-Force Racing League. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you stick with us, and we're going to have more events to come. But for Friday night regular stuff, we're done for a bit. Hopefully we see you at the big track coming up soon. Thanks a lot, Spencer, for everything you do. Don't forget, June 13th, Lockdown Showdown at Humberstone Speedway. More live events to come. We're excited about the future. Stay safe. This isn't forever. We'll be back to it before you know it.
Guys, you left me.
Oh, I thought you left. You weren't on camera.
I was in Discord talking away. My camera at one point, but I had it sitting there watching me drive. Like I had set it up like a champ in my sim rig here. What I wanted to say was, so I've got the laptop in my lap that I've been announcing from. So I'm sitting here in the sim rig computer in our mess. What I wanted to say was, guys, I'm not done with you. I think we need to set up a hosted server right now so that we can go blow off some steam. Clinton, how did you like that figure 8 racing at Irwindale?
It was terrible.
Okay, where do you want to go? I want to race with you and Greg right now, and whoever else wants to come in. But it's got to be a goofy race where we can beat the crap out of each other.
I thought I just
and
did
enjoy
that
ourselves. Yeah, silly me. I thought we were racing. Boom. Okay, all right. Yeah, maybe we're not.
Well,
that was after I'd just been wrecked.
Oh yeah,
set it up.
I mean, where do you want to go? I'll set up the session right now.
Greg, you pick.
Ladies' choice.
Does it have to be dirt? Ooh.
Oh, do it.
All right, let's go Legends at Thompson. Easy, quick, and easy.
Anywhere but Thompson. I hate that place. Greg, what's your favorite short track? We're gonna run
Ladies' choice, Greg.
cars.
Thompson.
Thompson. I'm looking. What are you doing? Legends?
Oh, Charlotte Oval's fun. No?
Why don't you just do Lanier? That's where we just raced.
That'd be fun. Lanier Legends, password's going to be Ashweekend. Come one, come all.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Good to go?
Are we
See you
keeping
shortly,
Spencer on the
fellas.
broadcast, or are we letting him go?
This is under your
let him
name?
come and race.
Payback.
Yeah.
It says Atlanta Oval. Oh, no, that's a different one.
Different one. I haven't set up the server yet, you wingnut. I'll set it up right now. Give it 5 minutes. But Lanier Legends, password Ashweekend, and hosted sessions.
All right, so I'm confused. Are we ending the broadcast, or are we keeping it going?
Well, ask Spencer. It's up to him. I thought he was going to come and race with us, but if he wants He wants.
Let's
All
show
right,
this.
We got to announce it. We have to announce it in Discord though, because I've got to put this computer over to the side and put on a different headset. So let me set up the session, but I'll be on the Discord broadcast channel if you need me.
All right,
And
let me
for-
just say this. This is the end of our official broadcast. We're going to monkey around now. All right, so we're looking for Adam Ross.
Oh, there we go.
Payback, he called it.
That's the Atlanta session.
Oh, okay. That's not what I'm looking for. Is it? No. It hasn't populated here on my end.
No. All right. I have no idea if I'm in Discord, though.
I just closed all that down thinking we were done.
Well, we can still hear him anyways, can't we?
I don't see it here.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Boy, this is captivating television, folks.
I know, that's why I said we're officially done here, but if you want to hang around with the boys and hang out, we'll try and get something else going.
I'm not seeing this. I think he just
Takes-
left us.
Yeah. I think it's Adam's cruel joke where we just press refresh for 20 minutes.
He's probably set it for like 75 laps, too.
And then he disappears as usual.
This is fantastic. Joe Middlemiss says, someone wreck Adam. I just did in the last race. You'll have to go back and watch that.
But did you hear what he was saying about us? He came on in TeamSpeak and said, anybody who wrecks Greg and Clint gets free ice cream for a year.
Exactly. So I thought game on. Now I was riding at the back, just biding my time, and then some car crashed and came down and nailed me in the door, and it said I had to go to the pits. So I sent like 2 laps trying to get into the infield, but I couldn't. And then I saw Adam coming up on the inside, and I thought, okay, I'll just squeeze him into the wall. So that was where our contact happened. He said fair game, so I took him out.
I still don't see the server, do you?
Then I gave him the Malachi crunch there at the end in the cool down lap. No, I don't see it. I see the Atlanta one. He's missing. He's probably having a good laugh right now. Oh, we're live on. There it is.
This is one of a joke. Hey, did you catch it? His show, on his Mindwell show the other week, someone said you have something in your teeth, and he stopped everything and he was going at trying to find it, and there was nothing. It was the perfect joke. And he's like, "Oh, I think I just got had live."
I missed that.
Oh man, I hope the skin I got is age appropriate. I don't know what's on my Legends car lately.
Oh yeah, what's on this Legends car, McLean? You race the Legends.
Chase Elliott.
Oh, it's Chase Elliott.
All right, well that's cool. I'm just populating up here.
All right.
So wait, am I announcing this?
Are you still in? Are we hearing you?
I can hear.
I'm hearing them.
Both of you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, call it.
Yeah, say whatever you want. Talk
Gotta
bad
lower my
about Adam.
seat.
All right, I'm getting in here. Is it just the 3 of us, or we got everybody in
I
here?
think it's just you and I.
I don't know.
He
He
said there
opened
was
it
a
up.
password, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, so it could be a gang race. Maybe we're jumping into a gang fight here, him against all his hooligans.
This could be where we become famous, Clinton, because all my kids watch are other people just doing this, talking normal and playing video games. This could be
true.
Our big break. Okay, I'm in. Oh, Dan McLaren, Mike Husby. Oh, we got a bunch of folks in here.
See, what bums me out is I wanted Thompson because I have a killer setup for Thompson.
Oh, is it fixed setup? I never thought.
Yeah, it's fixed.
Oh, okay.
Which is probably safer for us anyways. Oh, man.
Have I been unmuted yet?
There you are.
Now you are.
Oh, Spencer's in. Is Spencer racing? He's going to try. Woohoo.
In third person.
You guys are the biggest jerks. I'm listening to you. Oh, the channel's not up. We had only decided a fraction of a second earlier that we were going to do this. I'm scrambling trying to get it done while you guys are absolutely roasting.
Did you pick this setup?
Top of the charts. First one to take time. I'm done.
It is fixed setup though, right?
Yeah. Oh, this is awful.
It seems slow, doesn't it?
It does.
Try a different gear, you donkeys.
Try a proper setup, you loser.
I went with baseline.
Baseline for Legends or baseline for here?
Don't know. What gear are you guys driving in?
None of your business.
I'm in third now. Fourth and fifth were a little sluggy.
Yeah.
Oh my! So why is it my fault? Because you guys can't figure out how to drive.
Everything's your fault.
Look who's fastest.
Look who's slowest.
Let's try and have a real race.
You know why you're fastest, Adam? Because you had to have your own track.
It's not my track. I just know that if you go
You
to
tell
fifth
Connor
gear,
or McLean.
That's not Connor. That's McLean. Connor's sitting beside me. Go, let me drive. Let me drive.
Wow.
It's like the gear ratio is just a little too off for second, a little too low for third.
I think I just took someone out.
Shocking.
Oh, yep. Whoever that was didn't like me either. Oh, that was Roger Craig. It's probably because I'm all over the place. Where am I? 7th? Huh. Are you still in here, Glenn?
Yep.
Fastest lap here, Stephen Sean with 15.638.
Whoa! Who was that? What number are you, Clint?
3. All right, how long are we practicing?
Whoops.
So, Dad, how you liking the Chase Elliott paint scheme?
Who was that? I gotta watch this. Oh, it's my buddy. Qualifying. Clint, pay attention to where you exit.
Straight out the gate, bro.
Now remember, you got 4 laps to qualify.
4?
That's why you got to look at the little box.
He wants more laps so you can get pole. Just start on the pole.
Wow, this is awful.
This is our Indianapolis 500. We get 4 laps.
You guys are crybabies.
Whoops. Yeah, that was awful.
Fourteenth out of 17.
14th. That's embarrassing.
Ouch.
Were you, Clint? 9th. Adam is 4th.
Yeah, we struggled here.
It is tough. So I think we're safe to advance the session, aren't we?
60 laps.
Yeah, Adam doesn't got nothing to do tonight.
Guys, I was under so much pressure. That's the same number of laps that this was supposed to be in Atlanta. I was under pressure to get this done.
Fran's calling this the Undy 500.
How
Or
does he know
did
what you got on, Greg? That's what I want to know.
Not on Fridays. Just want to apologize to everybody else in the field. What lap will Adam lap me?
Yeah, no promises if I make it to the end of this one.
I didn't expect anyone to get too far in this race. Like I said, that was the setting. My keyboard had already been tossed to the side because I was thrashing, so I couldn't change the number of laps. But this is what our practice races have been at for Atlanta.
I'm glad I'm not the only guy that screwed.
All right.
See Spencer in the lineup. Are you in the car, Spencer? Oh yeah. You'll be by
Spencer's
me in no
lining
time.
up. He's lining up inside me, so all the things he wanted to do to me for the last couple years would probably going to turn right on me here going into one.
Oh, I see. Okay, there's two Spencer Mullins in here. That's what threw me off.
I
Gotcha.
think one is plenty.
It's laps,
That's
guys.
Spencer playing the odds. He takes the best line.
Nice job. I'm here with Mike Schultz, Roger Craig. Just getting those names out there now because I'm about to probably wreck half of them.
You're in good company, buddy. There's a reason I got these stripes on this car, the safety stripe.
I thought it was just the 3 announcers.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was busy checking Facebook. The field's already pulled away.
You're one of those guys on iRacing,
Well,
Greg?
At least
We're
there's
already
nobody
half a lap
behind you.
down. Yeah, I just slowed up Roger.
Do we have enough fuel to finish this?
No promises.
Yeah, we're probably going to need pit stops is what was going on.
Yeah, we have 300 laps of fuel. I think we're good.
Oh, okay.
Are there cautions?
You guys whine a lot.
Oh my
I
God.
hope there's not cautions. Probably is though.
You're going through the same panic I go through on Friday night.
Green flag in the air.
I think I wrecked Spencer already.
Goes in the inside. The 8. The 8 car's trying to pass him on that outside, but it's not working for him.
Hope you got unlimited free repairs.
Somebody's about to get lapped here. Who's the 15 car? Seven laps down in the 60-lap race. It should take forever. Dad, you know you're supposed to run above the yellow line? Caution almost wrecked the leader. "13 laps down."
I'm getting dizzy.
Yes, they're both like my dad.
I think I just got lapped.
And passed.
Where are you, Clint?
Oh, that was for position.
Yeah. I just hung on the leader's bumper, and when he moved you up, I just slid under there.
Ah.
I'd be doing all right if it didn't wreck lap 1, but...
"23 laps done in the 60-lap race." I believe that 13 car is still in the lead.
Oh, I followed you there. Is that Mr. Ross? C14? No, he's 44. Oh, these things are gutless.
I find I got to shift every like lap. Halfway break? Oh!
Oh, perfect. Can we all have waiver rounds? Oh, we are getting waiver rounds.
Oh!
You can drive through that.
I forgot. I thought I was getting wrecked by the pace car. Oh!
We all got the lucky dog. All right. Is Adam still with us, or is he too good for us?
He's here somewhere. He's
Guess
in
who's
fifth.
still with you?
You haven't said a word.
I'm busy issuing waiver rounds and
Did
Are
Clint
you
take
6
you out
laps
at the
down?
start, Spencer?
I did.
Oh, I should have taken tires. There's 23 people watching. One of them's me.
Adam, can you clear my black?
Did you jump the start?
I don't think someone passed me who was supposed to.
Oh, Roger
typical
just got
racer
by.
Clinton Jeffrey. It's always someone's fault.
Oh, somebody hit me. I think I got into them.
So I threw a yellow for you guys to catch up, put myself a lap down.
Oh! Is that Clint? You dog. Now I'm following Adam Ross.
Is he trying to go for Richard Jones? Because he thinks he's the king?
I saw a yellow car put me in the wall.
Yeah, it might have been me.
Your turn's coming, buddy.
Are you waiting for me?
Oh. How's Adam 2 laps down?
Please take out Adam.
We're at negative 20 viewers now. Wow. This is not going well. Oh, I see him now.
And all the announcers are one lap down.
Take him out, Ross. Take him out. Oh, my light went out.
How is Clinton beating you guys? Didn't he start not too long ago?
Who was that?
Clint?
Was it?
Yeah.
Who took him out?
Clint. Myself.
Clint took Clint out?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, is it almost over?
No.
Oh, Adam's starting messing with me, but he's like leading. Oh, sorry, Adam. Kinda.
Oh, that felt so good.
Me too. Been wanting to give you that shot since 11 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I deserve it.
I
Are
hope
we still
everybody enjoyed.
broadcasting this ridiculousness?
Yeah. I hope everybody enjoyed, as Fran said, the Undy 500. Tenth, I'll take it. All right, guys.
There he
Thanks
is.
everybody for joining with us. that'll wrap up our program here tonight. We'll throw it off to the All North Racing replay from last year. Hopefully you enjoyed our Friday night excitement. And we'll keep cruising here. We're going to have fun on iRacing. Thanks, everybody, for watching us. Spencer, send us to the replay. We'll see you again soon, folks. Thanks for joining with us.
Not about finishing first, although we want as many wins as we can get. Just maintenance in the shop, bringing the best piece every week we can. Every week we're right there. We're going to get a win soon. Just keep persisting, keep doing what we're doing, and we'll end up there.
There you have it from two of the hottest stars here at Osh Weekend, Nick Sheridan and Mac DeMann, two drivers to watch here tonight on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's.
When we return, we're going green flag racing on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. All North Racing is brought to you by Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Mr. Transmission, Canada's transmission and technology experts.
Take Mr. You're a friend of mine.
Back at Oshweekend Speedway for All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. You're on MAV TV Canada, getting ready for feature action coming up next. Feature time for the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks as they roll out onto the Speedway. Starting on the pole, out of Welland, Ontario, car number X, that'll be Sam Iftati. Going from the second spot from Ancaster, the Nicholls Auto Service 19, it's Kyle Wirth, the winner from 1 week ago. Starting third out of Ancaster in the Let's Landscape Jibs Action Sports 01, it's Tristan De Silva. And starting in position number 4 out of Hamilton, car number 91, that'll be Olivier Larocque. Starting fifth from Guelph, make that Welland, Ontario, car number 12, it's Tony Kelly. And alongside him in the sixth spot, the Vacu Trucks number 1 out of Guelph, it's Jason Tolton. Going from position number 7 from Waterford in car 46, it's Wade Thorne, and to his outside from Hamilton aboard the Hallett Home Improvement number 93, it's Chris Reichman. Starting in position number 9, it's the 60 machine of Martin Schroeder, and to his outside from Caledonia, the 265, the wily veteran here at the Speedway, that is Mike Evers. Going from spot number 11 from Smithville, the Lampman Salvage 6X, it's Mike Serentakos, and his outside in the Savona Services car number 15, it's Cheeseburger Sean Iftati. Starting 13th from Hagersville in car number 23, the Timson Auto Machine, that is Dusty DeBoer, and lining up to his outside in the 14th starting position in the Burger Barn East 1 Construction car number 360, it's Kevin Thorne. Starting in 15th from Dundas, Ontario, car number 21 is Jonathan Ayrton, and going from 16th from Hamilton in car number 92, it's Jeremy Cooper. Starting in 17th from Hamilton, car number 17, that will be Mike Taylor, and to his outside from Brantford in car number 6, that is Ken Hamilton. Starting 19th in the Cobra Trucking, number 21H, rookie driver from New Hamburg, Ontario, is Ryan Hiller, and to his outside starting 20th in car 38C, it's John Cote. Going 21st in the Kubota Gaylor Equipment, car number 16 from Ancaster is Fabio Oliveri, and starting 22nd from Oshweekend in car 188, it's Paul Longboat. Going 23rd in the Rona, car number 7C from Welland, Ontario, the 7C is Cole Hardy, and going 24th from Niagara Falls in the 19T, that is Trevor Wan. Starting 25th in the R&B Sprinklers, number 96, that'll be Brian Crosgrove. And going from 26th position aboard car number 13M, that is Daniel McKay. 27th starting spot goes to Dundas, Ontario's Rob Twitchett in the Cal Tire number 69. And his outside from Simcoe, car number 10, that'll be Zach Buckwald. Going 29th from Chatham, Ontario, the 20A, that is Aiden Maynard. And going from 30th in the Bellcamp Manufacturing 54, it's Christopher French from Stratford, Ontario. Starting 31st from York, he is the current point leader, getting one of those guaranteed starting spots. Car number 9, the Timson Auto Machine, that is Tim DeBoer, and starting 32nd in the final spot, again another one of those provisional positions, going to Jeremy May from Hagersville in the Summertime Spray Foam 16J. 32 cars will make up the HRW Automotive Mini Stock feature event. 15 laps will be the distance. The field takes shape behind the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Pace truck as it will pull off down the backstretch. Sam Iftati and Kyle Wirth will bring us to the double green flags. Kyle McKenzie ready to turn this field loose for the first feature of the night here on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. Green flags up in the air. Sam Iftati will drag race with Kyle Wirth down into corner number 1, and Kyle Wirt looking to get back to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane.
Big trouble on the front straightaway. Ryan Hiller in the 21 gets turned around the wrong way. Unbelievable. Nobody collects him. We stay under green.
Out in front, Kyle Wirt will lead the pack. Sam Iftani back there in position number 2 with Tristan De Silva riding in the 3rd spot. We've got some visitors here tonight that don't race weekly. That X machine of Sam Iftani and Olivier Larocque in the 91, regulars down from Erickville area.
Larocque with a lot of steam under that hood in the 91, and I'm not talking about any mechanical trouble. I mean, he's got some horsepower in that little 4-cylinder 91 machine as he takes over the 3rd spot from Tristan De Silva, and he'll look to make a move to the inside of Sam Iftani.
As we mentioned at the top of the show, only 2 drivers so far this year have multiple wins in feature competition, one being Dylan Westbrook in the sprints. The other is this guy that's out in front. Kyle Wirt's got 2 wins this year in the HRW Automotive Mini Stock. He's looking to add to that here tonight.
And Kyle Wirt has to be happy that they are the first feature of the night because, like you said, with that rear-wheel drive car, he just puts his foot to the floor, doesn't lift, and steers his way through anything. So give him a wide-open racetrack where he doesn't have to maneuver much through traffic, and Kyle Wirt is likely going to get the job done.
First of the lap cars right in the tire tracks of Kyle Wirt as he looks ahead, sees Jeremy May going high in corner 1. It looks like Jeremy will take that machine to the pit area as the entire pack of leaders sling by Jeremy May in corner 2.
Down the back straightaway, 3 wide, they fan out. Mike Evers on the inside in the 265. In fact, 4 wide. He had Kevin Thorne, Sean Iftani in the middle, and Tom Cote on the outside. Sorry, Martin Schroeder in the 60.
Kyle Wirt keeping that advantage over Sam Iftani and Olivier Larocque. Those are your top 3. And we've got carnage over in corner number 2. I see the nose panel is gone off of Chris Reichman's 93. Jason Tolton is slow down the back stretch.
Well, he's lost the left rear. Tolton has. I'm not sure if the wheel came right off, but he's definitely got a flat. Nope, the rubber's still there.
Just barely.
That'll buff out.
There's the nose piece to Chris Reichman's number 93. That team's had a rough go here in recent weeks. They've had to repair that car multiple times to start this season. See the rescue team there on scene quickly to get things picked up, and quite a bit of contact took place coming off of corner 2, and we're going to get a look at it. Chris Reichman right up into the left rear of Jason Tolton. And Tolton came down, may have caught a piece of Martin Schroeder, and a good job by Kevin Thorne to avoid collecting Reichman's machine, as we see Reichman really rode the left rear side of Jason Tolton's car, thus the cut left rear tire.
32 cars. How many we're starting with the mini stocks? It'll be 29 cars with the Thunder stocks. That is a crowded racing surface.
That it is, and with that many cars and this being such a momentum track like we've talked about in the past, you lift a little bit, you lose a lot. So it's very important to keep up that momentum, and that's why you see guys making moves that may look a little risky, but with risk comes great reward. And so far, we've seen some great racing action come out of it. Kyle McKenzie now has the green flag in hand, and he is ready to set this field back to full song as they work off of corner number 4. Kyle Wirt will get back on the gas pedal and lead the pack down into corner 1.
Sam Iftani in that X machine just didn't get a great launch on that restart, but Wade Thorne sure did. He's going to look to the inside of Kyle Wirt coming off of turn number 2, and here comes DeBoer in the 23.
And DeBoer is tucked in behind Wade Thorne as they work through corners 3 and 4. Wirt your leader. Wade Thorne looks down low. Dusty DeBoer committed to the outside in that 3rd spot. And now Martin Schroeder has cracked the top for us. He works around Sam Iftani, as will Tristan De Silva. They're going 4 wide through corner 2.
Nice job by Tristan De Silva. He works his way into the top 5. That Let's Landscape Together, number 01, a young man out of Waterdown.
Kyle Wirt will lead lap number 7 in this one. 8 laps left to go with Wade Thorne sideways in corner 1, trying to hold Dusty DeBoer at bay.
I should correct myself. Let's Landscape Together is out of Waterdown. I believe Tristan De Silva is out of Burlington.
Jason Tolton will rejoin the field. He's got the left rear replaced on the AccuTrucks number 1 as they come off of corner 4. That's going to stack things up behind him. Oh, Sean Iftati gets now into Tony Kelly, who spins down into the infield. Point leader Tim DeBoer collected down to the entry of corner 1.
They're trying to get themselves sorted out, and now we are under yellow.
Sean Iftati cut down to the inside to avoid the one of Jason Tolton. And that caused the melee on the front stretches. There we see gets down into Tony Kelly, who goes across the nose of the 265 of Mike Evers, who then collects the 9 of Tim DeBoer. And that brings us under the caution flag as that caution collects point leader Tim DeBoer in car number 9.
You ever notice the driver that starts the melee is often not the driver who pays for the melee?
Yeah, I was just thinking that as Sean Iftati still up there inside the top 10 after all of that shakes out. And it ends up being Tony Kelly and Tim DeBoer to the back of the pack.
Still plenty of racing, well, not plenty, but still some racing left to go. But on a racetrack like this, Greg, it's fairly tacky out there tonight. And when the racetrack is tacky, it's very hard to pass. It'll be hard for someone to come from the back to the front because on a heavy racetrack like this, everyone is able to find speed. When it gets dry and slick, that's when the drivers with a little bit more finesse and a better handling race car rise to the front.
And this is really probably the tackiest track we've seen all season to this point, as it's been relatively dry slick over the last couple of weeks. But it is working either way for Kyle Wirt, who has 2 wins already on the season. He's leading in this one. He's halfway picking up the hat trick here tonight. Dusty DeBoer restarting second. He's on the inside line. Wade Thorne, Martin Schroeder back there in row 2. Then it's Tristan De Silva and Sam Iftati back in row number 3. Olivier Larocque and Sean Iftati was involved in that melee back there in the 8th spot. And Mike Serentakos, wow, he dove down to the inside on that restart and passed 3 rows in the process.
How about Cheeseburger to the outside, squeezing his way between Tristan De Silva and the outside wall as they race down the back straightaway. Some bold moves on that restart. Everybody wanting to find Mr. Transmission victory lane.
Off of corner number 4. Kyle Wirt will lead the pack with Dusty DeBoer back there in second. Wade Thorne running third. Tristan De Silva with a nice run up in the 4th spot. Mike Serentakos settling into 5th. And it's side by side with Cheeseburger and Olivier Larocque, 6th and 7th.
So the top 6 or so have strung themselves out single file. Olivier Larocque working the inside in that 91 machine, but it seems that outside line right now, of course, as I say that, Wade Thorne drives to the inside to make a move, but that outside line is where the momentum is. That's where the speed is.
On the ticker right now, you're seeing Sean Iftati scored in 4th, but it is actually the 0-1 of Tristan De Silva hanging up there inside the top 5 as we complete lap number 11 and the battle for the lead heating up.
DeBoer to the inside, just showing that nose down low. Kyle Wirt keeping his foot to the floor, gets a nice run off the corner, but this is where DeBoer will try to wear him down lap after lap after lap. And if I'm not mistaken, I just saw a little fireball come out the 23 of DeBoer when he lifted into turn 3. Keep an eye on that.
3 circuits left for Kyle Wirt, looking for win number 3. Dusty DeBoer right in his tire tracks, as is Wade Thorne. Top 3, breaking away just a little bit. Tristan De Silva kind of on his own right now in 4th, and it's side by side for 5th. Sean Iftati, Mike Serentakos duking it out.
Iftati looking for that, looking for that racing room, but every time you drop to the inside, you just can't keep the momentum up. And with these 4-cylinder race cars, Greg, we're going to see monster horsepower out of the 360 Sprints tonight. These cars don't have the monster horsepower, so you've got to do it with momentum.
White flag is displayed for Kyle Wirt. The Nicholls Auto Service number 19 with Dusty DeBoer right there ready to pounce. The battle is on with 3/4 of a lap left to go. Wirt opens up the inside door for Dusty DeBoer.
Oh, and Wirt slams the door shut, but DeBoer was already there. They race side by side into 3. DeBoer pitches the car sideways. Who's it gonna be? It's a drag race to the checkers.
Coming to the line, Kyle Wirt will pick up win number 3 over Dusty DeBoer. Wade Thorne will cross the line in 3rd. Tristan De Silva at the line was fourth, and Mike Sarantacco somehow holds off Olivier Larocque and Cheeseburger Sean Iftani for the fifth position.
What a battle to the checkers. And now they'll make their way to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane.
So top five will go across the scales to make sure everyone makes weight before we go to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. As we see the last lap challenge, here came Dusty DeBoer to the inside of Kyle Wirt. What a finish, Adam.
And Kyle Wirt swung the back end around to defend that inside and then really turned it into turn three. I think Kyle Wirt wanted that win.
As we see the cars going through the tech shed over in the pit area, just off of corner number 2.
And what they'll do, they'll take the top three because they need them back for Victory Lane. That's Kelly Hallett, I believe, track official, coordinating traffic back there. Because we've had nights this year, Greg, where the winner on the racetrack didn't pass technical inspection with an issue as simple as the weight of the car. And if that's something we can control, we want to make sure we celebrate the right driver. So you just saw a glimpse of Kyle Wirt moving to the front of the line to get over the scales. There's Glenn Hills directing him on. They'll make sure that car makes the minimum weight, and then it'll be time to celebrate in Victory Lane.
And should clarify that in a weight infraction, if someone is underweight and they do not make pass over the scales legally, that bumps the entire finishing order up a position. So second place becomes the winner. If there is a disqualification later on in a teardown, first place is dissolved and there is no longer a winner. So this is why we're doing the weight here prior to Victory Lane. So when we return, we're going to head down to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane and talk with our top three. All North Racing is brought to you by Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Production support provided by Enrium Dynamics. Broadband services provided by Indicative Solutions. Kyle Wirt climbing out of the car. Mr. Transmission Victory Lane will send it down to Clinton Jeffrey.
Well, Kyle, another win here, 2 weeks back-to-back. That's got to be super impressive for you and your team. I know you're pleased, but what does it mean here to pick this one up on MAV TV Canada?
Second time back on live TV, and I think I'm kind of liking it right now.
Who helped you get here tonight, Kyle?
I've got to thank my sponsors, Eccles Auto Service, Gales Auto Aftermarket, Junkyard Jord, and I just picked up a new one. So we're going good.
Congrats, Kyle. There's your winner, Kyle Wirt. We'll get over here and get second and third. Guys, get back to you. We'll be right back.
So another win for Kyle Wirt. He's kind of asserting himself as a major championship contender now.
And where did that come from, Greg? I mean, Kyle Wirt, he had some good runs last year, but boy, oh boy, definitely the one to beat. Clinton Jeffrey down in Victory Lane with Dusty DeBoer.
Dusty, another solid run for you. You've been here more than once already this year. That's a pretty good start to your 2019 season. What does it mean to be back here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane? Although not the winner, still a solid points night.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I started to kind of middle of the pack, and once I got to Kyle, I was sticking with him better than last week. And I was hoping he would slip a little bit. He was bouncing a little over the turn 2. And the last lap, he kind of got a little wide. I thought I could get underneath him, and then we both hit the bump in turn 3, bounced off each other, and it just scrubbed off a little too much speed. But yeah, second, I mean, I can't complain about that. Being in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane, that close to victory, I'm very proud of that.
Exciting finish. We'll get over here and talk to Wade Thornton. Wade, great run there. You were in this mix as well all night. Third place run. Can you be satisfied with that here tonight?
Oh, 100%. I think last time I was up here, I was following these two guys again, and I saw them bounce around through the bumps pretty good, but I couldn't hold it through them either. And I was trying to get there, but I knew our brand tractor, Buckle Landscaping Cavalier, didn't have enough power through 1 and 2 to keep up with them. We were really fast with 3 and 4, but I got to thank everyone for wrenching on this thing all week. My girlfriend especially for putting up with me in the shop, and my dad who really helped me put this new nose on the car and help it look good for Oshwegan this week.
There you have it. How about him for your top 3? Kyle Wirt, Dusty DeBoer, and Wade Thorne. Get it done here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's.
Thank you very much, Clint. Great job by those top 3 in a great battle out in front to decide tonight's winner for the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks. And a great crowd of youngsters down there in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. And Adam, we look at the fan base here at Ohsweken Speedway, and my wife asked me last week, she said, is it mostly men that go to the races? And I said, no, you know what? There's a lot of kids here, a lot of women that come as well, and there's a youngster there that's got the latest issue of Inside Track Motorsport News. You can get your subscription at InsideTrackNews.com. Lots of youngsters here every week. And, the cross-section of fans that we get, the husbands, the wives, the moms, the dads, all the kids, a great, great family atmosphere here at Ohsweken, and glad that we can bring that to you here on Old North Racing, powered by Pinty's. So things wrapping up down to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane as we get set for our next feature race of the night, and that will be the Strickland's Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division as Kyle Wirtz celebrates down in Victory Lane with Dusty Bohr and Wade Thorne down to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane, and you've got to love that fire suit, Adam.
You know, that is so cool looking, and it looks great on camera because from up in the grandstands, it's a little bit hard to tell what's going on down there, but it's a fire suit that's meant to look like a pair of overalls, and Kyle Wirtz sells it so well. I mean, it just suits him.
All North Racing is brought to you by Case IH, a global leader in agriculture and farm equipment. Racetime Radio, we get you closer. Sunday night, 6:45 p.m. Eastern on racetimeradio.com and SiriusXM at 9 p.m. Eastern on Channel 167.
Welcome back to All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. It's time to go racing with the Strickland's GMC Crate Sprint Car feature event. Here's how they're going to line up. On the pole from Six Nations, the Ohsweken Speedway, number 20, it's Johnny Miller. On the outside of row number 1 from Mount Bridges, the Pride Seeds, number 45 is Nick Sheridan. Starting third in the Wells Foundry, number 52 from St. Thomas, it's Jesse Costa. And on the outside of row number 2 out of Brantford, the Massage Pro 49L is Lucas Smith. Starting fifth from Ohsweken, the Canada Fuels 9C is Brian Nanakoke, and starting sixth in the Renway Energy, number 12 from Burford is Brad Herron. Starting seventh out of Kitchener, the RCM Racing Equipment, number 50 LS of Adrian Staley, and starting eighth from Rockwood, the Radio Shuttle 74 is Rob Neely. Starting ninth from Gore's Landing, Ontario, the Mayhew Graphics number 19 is Brandon Merle. Starting 10th from Oakland, the Instapanels number 10 is Lofton Schutz. Starting 11th in the 51 out of Ancaster, the Hallett Home Improvement sponsored entry of Trevor Young. And starting 12th in the Burger Barn number 56 out of Hamilton, it's Derek Lemaire. Starting 13th from Ohsweken, the Nitro 54 Variety number 28 is Jordan Hill, and starting 14th from Hagersville, the NRAM Dynamics number 14T is Noel Teal. Starting 15th in the 08 out of Fawn Hill, the First Choice Haircutters number 08, it's Stephen Beckett, and starting 16th out of Vanessa, the Oakwood Transport number 4 is Hannah Farrell. Starting 17th from Freelton, the DJD Graphics number 43 is Darren Dryden, and starting 18th from Kitchener, the 39 is Shane Stickle. Starting 19th from Hagersville, the MK8 of Matthew Hill, and starting 20th out of Ohsweken, the 69 is Joshua Hill. Cars that transferred from our B main, starting 21st from Caledonia, the NRAM Dynamics number 88 is Jesse McDonald. The 19D out of Waterloo, the Velocity Mechanical number 19D is Alan Downey. Car number 70, the Pro Battery Shops entry out of Niagara Falls, Ontario is Bailey Hurd. Car number 49 from Caledonia, Iroquois Hereford Farms number 49 is Jerry Hill, and rounding out the field from Welland, the Coolix Ice Cream Parlor number 3B is Blaine Barrow. That is how they'll line up for this 20-lap A main event. Greg Callan.
Ready to go with feature race number 5 of the season for the Crate Sprint Car Division, and it has been stellar so far this year. 4 weeks, 4 different winners, and a face that we didn't expect at the top of the point standings coming into tonight in Stephen Beckett. Don't get me wrong, Stephen Beckett's been very good all year, but he hasn't been at the front or on the podium enough that we would think this guy should be the point leader.
Some people that have had those big nights, when they're off, they've been quite a ways off. Stephen Beckett, through consistency, has made it here. And for fans who are watching maybe for the first time, these look the same as our Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack merchandising 360 sprints. The only difference between these cars and our Premier Division is the power plant, the engine under the hood. These are a much lower horsepower race car. And again, it makes for, you have to be smooth, you have to stay on the throttle, you have to keep your momentum, and it makes for very challenging races. And a driver who wins these races really earns their way to victory lane.
And we have 2 approved engine shops that seal these engines for competition here at Ohsweken Speedway with Ohsweken Speedway seals on these engines, so they cannot be tampered with. And there's a bit of a conversion process that takes place as well to get these motors inside the sprint cars. But once they get going, they put on some fantastic racing, and all in all, so affordable. And that's why we see so many great sprint cars here every week, and why we have to send so many home through the B mains.
Well, and it becomes such a bragging point for these drivers to even qualify for an A main, Greg. You know, there was a time when this division was starting up and we didn't have enough cars to fill the field. You know, being on the podium was a big thrill. Winning a race was a big thrill. Now just making it to the race is a big thrill for these drivers as we get some great looks from Clinton Jeffrey's buggy down on the front stretch. Do we know who's operating the camera tonight, Greg?
I believe it's Sean.
Sean Robertson.
Yeah, as usual. Does a fantastic job down there, as do all of our cameramen here at the Speedway. Dave Stiers up top here on the front stretch. Greg Boydell on the back stretch perch in corner number 2 there. And then we have our wall cams.
And if you get a chance over the course of the night, keep an eye on Kyle McKenzie, our flagman. Fabulous showman in the flag stand there, and he's going to wave double greens over the field as they come out at turn number 4.
Adrian Staley, Brian Nanicoke will bring us to the double greens. Kyle McKenzie cut this field loose, and we are underway for the Great Sprint Car Division.
Down through turns 1 and 2, Brian Nanicoke leads them down the backstretch. Lucas Smith looking to make an early move, but Brian Nanicoke really up on the wheel in this opening lap as we got one bouncing through 3 and 4. My, oh my, finally comes down. But that car went all the way to the back of the field, and that was Lofton Schutz in the 10 machine. Started mid-pack, bounced his way straight to the back.
Off of corner number 4, Brian Nanicoke leads the way over Lucas Smith and Johnny Miller. 3 new faces up in the top 3. Lucas Smith has really got his A game back in that 49L machine. But he's got Brian Nanicoke, who hasn't had a whole lot of feature race success, out in front of him.
Boy, oh boy, Lucas Smith really hanging it out there on the outside. That allows Johnny Miller on the bottom. The bottom still has enough bite that you can make a good run around the inside of the racetrack and make speed. But Lucas Smith, he seems content, determined to stay on the outside.
4 laps complete, this time by for Brian Nanicoke over Johnny Miller, Lucas Smith, and Nick Sheridan. And then you've got Jesse Costa back there in position number 5. Adrian Staley, who started on the front row, he's shuffled his way back to the 6th spot with Rob Neely right there in 7th. 8th right now is Hannah Farrell. 9th is Brad Heron. And 10th is the point leader, Stephen Beckett.
Keep in mind, Nick Sheridan, they're running in the 4th spot in that Pride Seeds number 45. He won the race last week, but he did not get to celebrate in victory lane. It was another driver who, oh, Johnny Miller goes around in turn number 4. Boy, you never want to see a car broadside to the field. That is the luxury we have with one-way radios and all of the lighting around the racetrack, letting these drivers know, hey, there's a problem in turn number 4. You best check up.
Johnny Miller had a fantastic run going up inside the top 3 and just simply looped it around up in corner number 4, and looks like he should just be able to get a push back under power, but he will have to start at the tail.
Clinton Jeffrey, the man of many talents, helping to negotiate things down there in turn 4. He'll hop back over the wall. Let's have a look at this replay. So Johnny Miller down into 3, pitches the car to the bottom. He just never had control going into the corner and was never able to reel it back in, Greg.
Good job, like you said, by all the other drivers to stay clear as we get a good shot of it down here in the infield. Wow, what a shot. Great job by Sean Robertson down there, and Johnny Miller comes to a stop. And look at everyone just flying by.
Inside, outside. And we also got a good look there at somewhat of an icon in local grassroots motorsports. Derek Smith is a racing photographer, Greg. The amount of miles he puts on between races, and there you have it right there. He's got a mane of red hair. Looks like a lion out there taking photos, but he is everywhere. A fixture at local racetracks.
He is dedicated. There's weekends where if they're racing at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, he's up. He'll be here Friday night till midnight, and then he'll pack up and he'll be there at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park for 7 a.m. when the media have to check in, and then he'll be at Merrittville that night or Flamborough that night, and then turns around, goes back to Mosport, and then back to Humberstone, and that's his weekend for Derek Smith. RacePulse.com, where you can check out his photos.
Not sure what happened to Alan Downey in that 19D. He pointed his car to the infield right after the start of the race, but I see he's running again, trying to make his way to the back of the field, which is where he'll have to restart. Looks like he wants to rejoin this event, but out in front has been Brian Nanicoke in the Canada Fuels number 9C, giving that car a great ride with the ultra-aggressive Lucas Smith running in second.
Brian Nanicoke leads him into corner number 1, but here comes Lucas Smith around the outside. He'll grab the lead down the backstretch.
Stephen Beckett, our points leader in the 08, looking to close in. He's battling with Adrian Stalig in the 50, Hannah Farrell in the 4. He's up into the 7th position.
The battle for second as Jesse Costa and Brian Nanicoke going at it. Nick Sheridan's joined the party as well. Those 3 cars all going at it for second, third, and fourth.
Lucas Smith, he wants them to stay that way. You guys keep battling for second. I want to drive away and take this win as Bailey Hurd up off the racetrack in 3 and 4. He loses a lot of ground in that yellow number 70, but he's able to get it back onto the racing surface.
Lap number 9 goes up on the scoreboard. 11 laps left to go for Lucas Smith. And the Massage Pro number 49L beginning to lengthen his advantage over Jesse Costa, but in the same turn, he's beginning to catch the tail of the field.
He's catching the tail of the field, and if there's one driver I would not want trying to chase me down, it'd be Jesse Costa in that 52. One of the more experienced drivers in our crate sprint car division, one of the more aggressive drivers. Of course, last year his season ended early when he broke his back in an accident down at Humberstone Speedway. He is back with a vengeance in 2019, and he is reeling in Lucas Smith.
He picked up the win when we were back on NAV TV Canada back on May the 31st for All North Racing powered by Pinty's, and now he's slowed up at 3 there. Strange run for Jesse Costa.
I'm not sure what he saw going into turn number 3, but he dropped the anchor going into the corner. You can see Lucas Smith has pulled out about an extra 10 car lengths as Lucas Smith navigating this lap traffic aggressively.
And Jesse Costa had caught the leader, and now he's got 2 lap cars between he and Lucas Smith, who is mired in between Noel Teal and the 20 of Johnny Miller with 13 complete and 7 to go.
If I'm not mistaken, Johnny Miller just got into the back bumper of Lucas Smith there. As Smith had to slow down for Noel Teal. Johnny Miller was on the loud pedal, and they made a little bit of contact. That could have been a whole lot worse for our race leader as he works off at turn 2.
Lucas Smith gets around Derek Dryden, now looking to get by Jerry Hill up in corner number 3, but Jesse Costa still 2 lap cars between he and the leader, and now Jesse is having the gap closed between he and 3rd place Nick Sheridan.
He had to take evasive action there around Noel Teal. Wow, bounces down into turn number 1, just about comes to a stop. Nick Sheridan gets around for that 2nd position, but that was actually a lucky break for Jesse Costa.
It was like being on a trampoline for Jesse Costa down in corner number 1, and somehow he kept the car going, but Nick Sheridan scooted by for the 2nd spot.
As we've seen in sprint car racing time and time again, it's not over until the checkered flag flies. Lucas Smith leads by half a straightaway, but anything can happen. We've still got 3 laps to go.
Nick Sheridan back there in 2nd, 3rd Jesse Costa. 4th right now is Brian Nanicoke having his best career run, and point leader Stephen Beckett has very quietly worked his way into the top 5.
Lucas Smith, what a move he made there in 3 and 4 to get around those lap cars. We've got 1 off the pace in 4. That's Noel Teal. I believe she just lost control a little bit, had to lift to gather it back in, but white flag will be in the air this time for Lucas Smith.
final time around for the driver, the Massage Pro, number 49L, as he sails it down into corner number 1. He's got a good advantage now over Nick Sheridan and looking to become the 5th different winner of the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car Division.
It's been a tough start to the season for Lucas Smith. The drought is over. He wins the feature event here tonight, coming home in the 2nd spot. It's Nick Sheridan just ahead of Jesse Costa in the 52. That is your top 3. And actually, when Clinton Jeffrey gets a chance to talk to these drivers in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane, I want to know how Jesse Costa's back is feeling after the bounces he took there in 1 and 2, because that could not have been a comfortable ride for that driver.
And Jesse Costa, last year in August, he broke a bone in his back and missed the remainder of the season, so I'm sure that felt pretty rough for him down in corner number 1 as he took the wild ride, but still comes up with the podium finish as Lone Wolf Fireworks lights up the sky here at Ohsweken Speedway in preparation for the celebration down in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. Again, the top 3 will go across the scale back in the pit barn and then make their way down to Victory Lane here at Ohsweken Speedway. So again, we see the top 3 going across the scales. There's Jesse Costa, driver out of St. Thomas, Ontario.
Now, Nick Sheridan headed straight to Victory Lane. A little bit of a miscue there. He's going to head back to the scales as we see Jesse Costa rolling over the scales. So I would say that was probably a happy ending. Usually, if there's a problem with weight, they weigh the cars a couple of times. So if they're getting over the scales and it's good news, generally you only see them once stop on the scales, and then they head on and complete their trip to Victory Lane.
Brian Nanakoke going across the scales, and a really good run for him tonight with the top 5.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Brian has to say in Victory Lane. That should be a fun interview.
All North Racing is brought to Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Mr. Transmission, Canada's transmission and technology experts.
Take Mr. You're a friend of mine.
Come on down here, Lucas. They had motor trouble to start the season. They've got it handled now. And Lucas Smith back here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. Tony from Mr. Transmission, handing him in the trophy and the hat and getting ready to go. Hand him the trophy there, Tony. We'll get in there. Lucas, what a great run tonight. I mean, I talked to your dad a bit. He told me you guys had motor troubles. You got it worked out. 2 weeks in a row here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane tonight on the right step. Congrats, man. What does it mean to make it happen here on TV tonight?
It means everything here tonight. You know, we struggled at the start of the season, but, you know, everyone stuck with it. No one gave up. You know, we kept working at it. It's so good to finally get our efforts paying off.
There you have it from your winner, Lucas Smith, guys, down here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane.
Yeah, Lucas, a couple of weeks ago on social media said, I'm going to have to go to the backup car. He pulled out the threat, and it's paid off. He's been on the podium ever since.
All right, you going over here, Jesse?
Well, guys, we're ready here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane with 2nd place. Well, Nick, you were here last week, but then DQ on the scale put you in the number top spot. Let's talk about what it means to be a winner here tonight. In 2nd place, not quite where you want to be, but pretty solid night for you, being 14 years old.
Yes, definitely a solid night. I mean, our team did a really good job. I mean, this track was kind of slick. We weren't quite expecting it to be. We had to make some last-minute changes, but, I mean, she was on kind of hard coming from 8th, and there was some lap cars battle in front of us, but it was a good run.
Solid run for Nick Sheridan. Jesse, 2nd TV race, you're here, not on the top step tonight. 3rd place. Adam had a question, though, for you. After your back problems last year, how were those bumps out there tonight?
It's felt pretty good so far this year, but those bumps I hit there scared me pretty bad. It was almost felt exactly the bumps that I took when I hurt my back, but we have a better seat and some padding in there, and we're all good. And
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, from Mr. Transmission Victory Lane, your top 3 tonight. Lucas Smith, Nick Sheridan, and Jesse Costa get it done here tonight, guys.
On the pole out of Brantford, car number 40 is Derek Liverance. On the outside of row 1 from St. Anne's, the 74 is Steven Vanderzanden. Starting in 3rd from Port Robinson, the 108Z is Zach Bleach. And starting 4th, out of Thorold, the 11 is Go Fast Teeple. Starting 5th from Ohsweken, the 24 is Blake Bomberry Jr. And starting 6th from Caister Center, the 28 is Jim Lampman. Starting 7th out of Brantford, the number 1 is Chris Dickie, and starting 8th, our newest winner, our most recent new winner, most recent first-time victor. Greg, how would you say that? You're not. You're focusing on your next lineup. I shouldn't interrupt Greg when it's my turn to talk anyhow. Our most recent feature winner in the Thunderstocks, 15 years old at Caister Center, the 28D is Donnie Lampman. Starting 9th out of Port Robinson, the 108 is Bill Bleach, and starting 10th from Canfield, the 32 is Mark Fawcett. Starting 11th out of Hagersville, the 23 is Trevor DeBoer, and starting 12th from Harley, the 7 is Robert Hoskins. Starting 13th in the 84 RK from Victoria is Ryan Beagle, and starting 14th from Hamilton, the 25 is Ken Sargent. Starting 15th from Hagersville, the 49 is Dave Bailey, and starting 16th also from Hagersville, the number 8 is Ryan Dinning. Starting 17th from Parts Unknown, driving the 6R, it's Jeff Rulifs. Starting 18th from Caledonia, the 21X of Mark Bazine. Starting 9th in the number 2, it's Matt Newell, and starting 20th from Oshwegan, the 38 is Frank Turkey. Starting 21st from Brantford, the 13 is Casey Huffman, and starting 22nd out of Caister Center, 41 is Adam Plazik. Starting 23rd from Hagersville, the 93 is Melissa Miller, and starting 24th from Morpeth, the 5G is Darcy Grant. Starting 25th in the 53 out of Jerseyville, it's Logan Schwedick, and starting 26th out of Port Colborne, the 11R is Bryce Richardson. Starting 27th from Hamilton, the 43 is Kyle Andrus, and starting 28th in the 79 out of Guelph, it's Greg Hale. Rounding out the field in the number 4 is scheduled to be Aaron Rawitsky out of Simcoe, Ontario, but they broke the transmission in that 4 machine, and Aaron sent me a message on Facebook to say that's our second transmission failure of the year. That's how they'll line up for this Thunderstock feature event.
Two features remain on the program here tonight. This one, the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock Division, and then we'll go into the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Sprint Car A main event.
Clinton Jeffrey is trackside down in turn number 1, overseeing some of the work being done on the racetrack. Clint, what's going on?
Yeah, guys, here you are with another Case IH track report. As you can see, the guys have done a great job here. They power herald this bottom, and we found it was funky during the start of the last crate race. They've broken it up nicely. These teams are packing it in nicely, and it's going to be nice and smooth here for the rest of the racing to come here tonight. There's your Case IH track report from turn number 1.
I find it refreshing that Clinton mentioned that something is chunky, Greg, and he wasn't talking about either of us in the tower.
I have no comeback for that one, Adam.
There really isn't. Let's go for ice cream.
Follow us on All North Racing on Facebook for all the latest surrounding our broadcast dates and times.
Looks like we are not going to be long in this track prep work that we are doing. That equipment that we get, man, oh man, it just does such quick work. The big tires on these race cars, we've got 29 of them out on the racetrack. That's a lot of tires to pack down this clay and make for a phenomenal racing surface. Getting some great looks at the starting grid from Clinton and Sean, circulating the racetrack. Circling the, I'm choosing the wrong words a lot tonight, Greg. I think you're making me nervous.
I thought I was doing that tonight. 20 laps the distance as the field paces behind the GMC Pace truck. Derek Liverance, Steve Anderzanden bring us to the green flag. This will be wild as always. Adam, you said it right off the top. It's always good racing in the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock Division. We expect the same again tonight. So far, 4 races, 4 different winners. Will it happen again here this evening? We'll find out in 20 laps.
The field rumbles down into turn number 1, 4 wide. Look at Go Fast Teeple up on the outside looking for that top spot down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
Here they come through corner number 3, all stacked up in behind the leaders. 4 wide again for Stace, and they're 4 wide deep in the pack as well.
Well, there were problems for Fawcett in the 32 there in 3 and 4. People had to take evasive action. But boy, oh boy, look at that pack of cars from 2nd all the way back to 20th. They are jammed up in one pack. Everybody looking for a little bit of open real estate.
Fast Teeple earning the nickname here tonight out in front on lap number 2. With 3 wide behind him, you've got Bleach, Van der Zanden, and Lampman.
And we've got a yellow flag as Andrus in the 43 has lost his right rear sneaker. And boy, oh boy, Sean was on the spot. Great shot of that tire sitting in the racetrack as it landed about 15 feet from where he's standing. Clinton Jeffrey is heading out, and he'll let us know if the wheel came off or if the whole axle assembly came off. Clinton, what do you got?
Well, here you see, guys, we've got all the lugs still in place, so that tells me that it is sheared off on the back, Adam. And there you can see the axle is broken clean off, the brake drum's still in place, but it is sheared right off. That is the problem here for Andrus and his American racer will live again.
I'm always so thankful when something like that happens and the tire sort of settles down and comes to rest.
White flag coming out from Kyle McKenzie, and Go Fast Teeple having the run of his career, at least here at Ohsweken Speedway.
You know, when we took the green flag, you could see that he had hung the back out, hammered down hard on the throttle, and that car just hooked. It bit into the racetrack, and he pulled away. Let's see if he can do that with Jim Lampman starting on the inside in that 28 machine. Some of our heavy hitters are making their way through. So they had time trials earlier on tonight and then qualifying races. And then they invert the top 16. So the fastest car from time trials started way back in 16th position tonight. They're starting to make their way through the field. You can see Trevor DeBoer on the inside of row 5 for this restart in the 23. Dave Bailey in the 49 on the outside. Those were some of the faster cars earlier on tonight. But that's a long way to go, Greg.
Still 18 laps left to get there, though. But yeah, with the competition as deep and wide as they race right now, it's hard to make your way to the front.
Well, as we say that, boy, Dave Bailey got a great start. He's tucked up on the rear bumper of Blake Bomberry Jr. in that beautiful purple number 24 as they work into turn 3, 4 wide for the lead.
As Jim Lampman really bobbled the car off of corner 4, bouncing through the ruts down there. And sitting back in that 4th position now is Billy Bleach, who had some smoke coming out of that car in the qualifiers, looking solid right now in 3rd.
Well, that's both of the Bleaches up there in the front. 2 Bleaches in the top 3 spots. They've not been regulars here at the Speedway, but they've both turned a lot of laps here at the racetrack over the years.
Here comes Billy Bleach to the Go Fast Teeple with Zach Bleach out in front. It's about to be a Bleach sandwich down the backstretch as Go Fast Teeple stuck in the middle.
The Bleach crunch just doesn't have the ring to it that the Malachi crunch had, does it?
They are there. Oh!
Wow, coming off of turn number 4, they close the gap on Go Fast Teeple, but look at who's here. Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey in that 49 machine. It's tough to block, and they're running very fast, but it's tough to defend multiple cars and multiple lines. There comes a time you just got to go as fast as you can and let the chips fall where they may.
14 laps left to go for Billy Bleach at the top of the scoring pylon, with Dave Bailey now into the 2nd spot, and he's brought Ken Sargent along. Ken had a really good run with the qualifier.
And Jim Lampman in that orange 28, I don't think we've seen the end of him just yet. He's got a lot of speed in that race car. He just hasn't been able to find a line that he can open it up and run his line all the way around the track. He's having fits right now behind Zach Bleach.
4 wide back there in the 5th spot, running out of room. Zach Bleach goes around in front of the pack, and everyone scurries to get out of the way. 3 cars collected. It's Go Fast Teeple and Ryan Dinning, and some parts circulating around up there as well.
You know, it's just everyone trying to fight for the same real estate. Let's look at this from the Dave Stiers camera, but they never stood a chance because you've got 4 drivers, 4 wide. 2 of them would have had to give way, had to lift to make room for that maneuver to happen. I just don't foresee that happening.
Right front flat for Ryan Denning. We saw Rob Hoskins pass by us. Quentin Jeffries down in the corner with Zach Bleach and Go Fast Teeple.
Well, they're hung up together here on the front, guys. I don't know if you're picking this up, but the two wheels have stuck together here with Teeple and Zach Bleach. So they may need a quick lift here on the front. And safety crew doing a great job of getting Teeple out of the mix here. He's got a flat left front, and you'll see the picture of that now. Flat left front for Teeple, and then you've got a flat left rear here on Zach Bleach. So we'll have to check them and see if there's any more issues on these cars. Yes, Bleach has both rear tires flat on this 108Z. So Bleach gonna need a hook.
That's a tough night for Zach Bleach in that PETA pit number 108.
Now I saw Jim Lampman go into the pit area and I thought, what happened to him in that? But as Rob Hoskins kind of got shoved up in that incident, Jim Lampman was the one that went up over his right front and bent up the 37 machine. So Jim Lampman went to the pit area, but he has since rejoined the tail of the field.
Now Clinton Jeffrey was just chatting with Zach Bleach. Knowing Clint, he was probably giving Zach an idea of what's going on with the race car. They're perfectly capable of changing a couple of tires on these cars. It's just a matter of time, really. Clinton Jeffrey, how does the damage look on that 108?
You know, it's not in bad condition, except he's got both flat tires. And the problem is, once they get him back there, there's no courtesy laps in this. He's have maybe one lap to get it done, but I don't even think they're going to get that done because they got so much to do here in short time to come. And his big brother, Billy, still leading this one.
It can still be a great night for the Bleach family with Bill out in front, but look at who he's got around him. Dave Bailey in that 49, Ken Sargent in the 25, Trevor DeBoer in the 23, Blake Bombery in the 24, Ryan Beagle in the 84. These are the stars of the Thunder division, I would say, Greg Calvin.
That they are. The cream has risen to the top, and we're about to settle this. 13 laps still to go with Billy Bleach out in front, but holding back Dave Bailey is no small feat. Current point leader, has one win on the season, came in the opening night of the season. Back to the green flag and underway on lap number 7. Billy Bleach leads the pack down in corner 1.
Bleach running the bottom of the racetrack. Kenny Sargent looked even lower. Went through the bumps there in 1 and 2. Lost a little bit of momentum that allowed Trevor DeBoer around the outside, but really the big contender here that Bill Bleach needs to concern himself with is Dave Bailey in that 49, who powers out to the lead.
Dave Bailey, better known as Brewster Baker, with that familiar blue, white, and red paint scheme, leads the pack down into corner number 3. Trevor DeBoer now in tow, and he's been one of the best threats to Dave Bailey so far this season in the chase for the championship.
Familiar, is it, for those Kenny Rogers movie fans from the early 80s? It's only familiar to gearheads like you and me who revel in the movie Six Pack. That docudrama.
We just assume everybody has watched it.
Well, if you haven't, you should. Wow, Mark Bazine in the Burger Barn 21, right sideways off of turn 4. Donnie Lampman almost got a piece of him, was able to avoid and make the pass. Yellow flag flies.
Some debris there up in corner number 4, right in the middle groove coming out of the corner, so that put us back under the caution flag. 10 complete and 10 to go. That looks like a Camaro to me.
I think you're probably right. Who coined that phrase, debris on the racetrack? Like, why don't they say there's junk on the track? It's a stuff caution. There's stuff on the racetrack.
Well, guys, it was Ryan Denning. It appeared to be off that number 8 Club 54 racing machine. He is driving a Camaro. It looks like the upper nose piece gone on the Denning number 8. We'll try and get Sean to give you a shot of it when he comes by.
Actually, NASCAR used to have a term for yellow. Sean Gibbs is in the tower. He'll remember what it was. Was it biological debris, Sean? Biological debris, and I'll explain quickly. Montreal, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve had a groundhog problem. Sometimes the groundhogs would go where they shouldn't go, and you'd have to throw a biological yellow for track cleanup.
There's more to that story, but I'm not going to share it.
Right.
I don't think it's suitable. Because the parts before certainly were. Back to green we go. Dave Bailey on the loud pedal. Trevor DeBoer in the 23 giving chase, and here comes Ken Sargent in the 25.
DeBoer digs deep on the inside of Dave Bailey as they work it off of corner number 2 with Bill Bleach there in tow. Ken Sargent back in the 4th spot. Driver with some problems. Blake Bombery Jr. drifted back a couple of spots.
Boy, and that put him where he doesn't want to be, right in the middle between Van der Zanden and Mark Bazine in the 21X. He'll lose both of those spots. But out in front, Dave Bailey under pressure from Trevor DeBoer. And boy, oh boy, deja vu all over again. Do you remember the last TV race, Greg?
Yep, these two went at it, and Trevor DeBoer muscled his way to Mr. Transmission victory lane, looking to do the same again. It seems like the DeBoers bring something a little extra here on the TV nights.
And not only did Trevor DeBoer take the win on that night, but Dave Bailey was very gracious in his interview after finishing second, saying, you know, if someone's going to beat me, I'm glad it was Trevor DeBoer. Do you think he would be as gracious if that should happen again tonight?
Well, I'm just thinking that right now. Once was good enough. The second time, not so funny as the caution flag flies again. A groundhog in corner 2. Oh, that looks like the bottom half of a Camaro nose piece.
Man, oh man, there's bits and pieces everywhere.
So Dave Bailey, Trevor DeBoer picking up where they left off on our last MAV TV production. And it was Trevor DeBoer that came out on top in the Caledonia Auto Supply 23 on that night. But Dave Bailey looking to solidify another championship here at Ohsweken Speedway, and he's on pace to do that once again.
You know what? It's a challenging feat to win a track championship. You have to be good night after night, week after week. Dave Bailey has won championships in the same year 4 times. 3 track championships, a Friday night track, a Saturday night track, a Sunday night track, and a touring series, which is unheard of.
Yeah, he did that in 2017. He is the 4-time champion here at Ohsweken Speedway, and he's done it 4 years consecutively. There hasn't been another champion since 2014 that isn't the name of Dave Bailey, and that was Dave Jr. That's going back a ways.
Wow, yeah, that's a name from the past.
So he's looking for a full hand of championship rings is what he's going for here. As Ohsweken Speedway gives their champions some pretty nice jewelry if you can take home the championship. Green flag is out. Dave Bailey will lead them back down into corner 1 with left to go.
Trevor DeBoer working the inside, but Ryan Beagle, the driver on the move on the outside. That outside lane, the driver that restarts 4th actually has a really good shot. Whoa, contact between Beagle and Dave Bailey. That could have been a nightmare.
Wow, Ryan Beagle not usually that aggressive, but he decided, you know what, I'm going to go for it, and he almost made it work, but almost put Dave Bailey around. That allows Billy Bleach now to slip back to the inside of the 84 RK.
Bleach runs up, closes the door on Ryan Beagle to the outside. Beagle coming back to the inside as they'll drag race down the front stretch.
5 laps left to go for Dave Bailey. Trevor DeBoer in his tire tracks. Ryan Beagle, the top dog, back there in 3rd. Billy Bleach running 4th, and Ken Sargent is not going around there in the top 5.
Yeah, Sargent is always ready to pounce as Van der Zanden goes around in turn number 4. Contact. He gets collected by a couple of other cars, and we are under yellow. You know, the fun thing about Bill Bleach racing with us is he's kind of the other tracks in our region, Merrittville Speedway down near St. Catharines, that races Saturday nights, Humberstone Speedway that races Sunday nights. They're bull rings, Greg. They're a very physical style of racing, and Bill Bleach brings that same style to Ohsweken when he comes. Very much a roll up your sleeves and get into it, as we're looking at a replay here down through 3 and 4. And that was Van der Zanden having already spun a couple of drivers trying to get through. Go Fast Teeple gets turned around. Ryan Dinning Because why not? Denning had nowhere to go. There was nowhere he could have gone there.
And he was the only one of the three to actually contact as Van der Zanden and Teeple went around on their own. Both back
guys,
under power.
Down here, Teeple's got all kinds of problems on the front end of this car. When he comes by, you'll get a look at it. Get a good look at the right front on the Beamsville Fish and Chips Lucky Strike machine for Teeple. As man, he's got all kinds of problems on that right front, guys. He is done for the night, but he will drive it back under his own power.
Still to come, the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack merchandising sprint cars with their 20-lap main event.
Well, and we have to give a big shout out to Gina and Rick in Wainfleet, because our good friends Tony Spiteri and Michael Comparoni from Pinty's are watching this on their projector screen. Thanks for tuning in, folks. It is greatly appreciated. What fantastic supporters of racing, though. I mean, unbelievable to be able to take this product and put it on TV all across Canada. I know these drivers are so proud. I know Glenn Stiers, the track owner, is so proud of what we're able to share with people all across the country, Greg.
And to have people like that believe in your product boosts everyone's morale here at the track and makes you believe in what you're doing on Friday nights. Means something, even though it is grassroots racing, and to have that support, just incredible from the folks at Pinty's, and glad they're enjoying the show here tonight. It's about to get interesting with 4 laps left to go, and we've got a handful of drivers that could easily take the win here.
Back under green, Ryan Beagle quickly to the inside of Trevor DeBoer. DeBoer running him low down the front stretch. That's going to open the outside for Bill Bleach if he can get a good run.
Here he comes, winds it up off of corner 2, shoots by Ken Sargent on the backstretch. All the while in front of him, it's Ryan Beagle and Trevor DeBoer going at it, trying to chase down Dave Bailey.
Did you see what Trevor DeBoer just did there? As deep as he ran into turn 3, Dave Bailey had to be clear by the time he slid up the racetrack, because it was inevitable that 23 was going to come across the track. He timed that very well.
Here comes Trevor DeBoer again, this time on the low side of the racetrack. He's got Ryan Beagle in tow, but it's 2 laps left to go for Dave Bailey, and he's building the advantage.
Yeah, Bailey's got a 1 car length advantage over Trevor DeBoer going into turn 1. He stretches it out to 3 or 4 car lengths on the exit of turn 2.
Coming down to the white flag, Bailey didn't get the corner 3. I think that he might have wanted Trevor DeBoer to stay right there within striking distance as they go down into corner 1 for the final time.
One last time down the backstretch, Trevor DeBoer is losing ground. Dave Bailey, if he runs clean through 3 and 4, he can take the win on MAV TV Canada All North Racing, powered by Pinty's, and he powers down the front straightaway. Dave Bailey for the win, Trevor DeBoer second, Ryan Beagle third, Ken Sargent fourth, Bill Bleach rounds out the top 5.
So Dave Bailey becomes the first repeat winner in the Middleport Mechanical Thunder Stock Division. He won on opening night and now picks up another win here in week 5 to pad his points lead, as again all the top 5 will go across the scales over in the pit barn before we head down to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. All North Racing is brought to you by Case IH, a global leader in agriculture and farm equipment. Racetime Radio, we get you closer. Sunday night, 6:45 p.m. Eastern on racetimeradio.com and SiriusXM at 9 p.m. Eastern on channel 167.
And Dave Bailey getting the Mr. Transmission hat on his head. He is about to climb out and celebrate victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about it? Your feature winner here tonight in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane, Dave Bailey, our first back-to-back winner in the Thunder Stock Division. Dave, another solid run for you tonight. We'll bring in Tony here from Mr. Transmission to present you with the trophy quickly, and we'll get rolling on with our interviews. Dave, what a great run. I mean, you and Trevor were almost setting up for a replay of what we had here a few weeks back. Talk about the run and what it means to run with one of your best buds.
It's like people were asking me what's going on. We're running bad. I'm like, we're not running bad. We're finishing second. These guys stepped their game up, and just everybody at the front there is fast. It's kind of the gift and the curse leading in dirt. It's you don't got a mirror, so you don't know what's going on behind you. But I was happy when I seen the 23 and the 84 back there. So
Speaking of the 84 and not having a mirror, did you feel him get a piece of you going into 3 there lightly with about 3 to go?
I knew somebody did. Didn't know who it was, but I felt it.
Congratulations, Dave.
Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Bailey wins here. Well, guys, we're ready here with our second and third place interviews. Trevor, solid run. You almost backed it up like you did a few weeks back on television. When Dave beats you, how tough is that to swallow?
Well, I knew after the last one that he was going to try twice as hard to not make that happen again.
Not a bad run for you guys. Track seemed pretty good with the prep they did there between your features.
Yeah, they smoothed it out a lot and filled in the rough spots, and it was really coming around. I'd like to thank Mertempton Auto Service, my wife, for letting me do this every week, and family, Caledonia Auto Supply, the fans for coming out, Mav TV, Pinty's, Mr. Transmission, and Glenn Stiers for having this great facility.
You hit all the marks, Trev. Congrats. Standing over here, Ryan Beagle. Beagle, our third place finisher. Beagle, solid run for you. The track didn't seem to slick out or dry out when your specialty comes to play. Still a great run for the 84 RK.
Yeah, I'm happy. We got a bit of damage there we got to fix this week, but tilling the track up 1 and 2 kind of threw a wrench in the wheel for us, but we'll take a third.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. To your top 3, Dave Bailey, Trevor DeBoer, and Ryan Beagle get it done here in Mr. Transmission Victor Lane. All North Racing, powered by Pinty's.
Time for our final feature race of the night, and it's going to be a good one. It's the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars. 20 laps for the 360 Sprint Car Division. Starting lineup looks like this. Going from the pole out of Dunnville, Ontario, driving the Kingpin Farms Burger Barn Racing car number 91, it's Ryan Turner. Going from second out of Brantford in the Little Bend 110, sponsored by Hills Tire and Gas and Brown's Auto Service, it's Jake Brown. Going from the third position out of Caledonia, the Burger Barn, Ace 1 Construction, Aiken Motors 55, it's Mikey Bobby. And alongside him, picking up a heat race win here tonight, out of Scotland, Ontario, in the Total Rentals Car Star Brantford car number 87X, it's Sean Evans. Speedway Aero Express car number 1 from Dorchester, it's Holly Porter and her outside. Going from the 10th spot in the Rip Shot Ackland Insurance car number 17X, the highlight man, Mac DeMann. Going from 11th out of Oshwegan in the Case IH Renway car number 68, it's Aaron Turkey. Glenn Stiers number 0, that'll be the Red Rocket, Jim Hoopinen. Starting in position number 17 out of Caister Center, the Charlie B. Honey Pyatt spring alignment, car number 11. That is Jamie Turner. I had Honey on my mind, but couldn't spit it out. And Dan Nanakoke will line up in position number 18 out of Oshwegan in the Nitro 54 variety, number 15. Going Tim's Lawn Care, number 5D, it's Shane Ross. And starting in position number 25 out of Charing Cross, ERW Contracting, Tilbury Auto Sales and RV, Redneck Garage 9B is Scott Berg. 25 cars ready to go here for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars.
Fantastic field of 360 sprints, just like we've seen all rest of the Brown brothers, Mitch Brown and Jake Brown this year. So there are a lot of drivers who can put it together on a given night, but Dylan Westbrook seems to put it together every night.
So the field takes shape as they go down the backstretch, getting ready for the 4-wide salute for the fans. Here in attendance, seeing from down trackside. Oh, we have a flip on the backstretch. Mike Thorne. Red flag is out as cars were getting up to full throttle. And Mike Thorne flips in corner number 3.
You can see the, as I get down low there, microphone not cutting up, but the axle is bent right over, and that's the problem here for Mikey Bobby. They got tons of front end damage. They will not be able to get this fixed. So tough break for these guys here tonight. Motor, seat, tank, 4 tires, and these massive wings. The wings do a couple of things. One, they give a lot of downforce to help you push down on the track and get this heavy horsepower to the clay. The other thing you've got is one on the front. Keeps the front wing planted down to help you with your steering. A lot of aerodynamics here on this
13, you see that Mobile 1 nose wing laying down flat for the 13 of Corey Turner. We'll see how that affects his handling.
Troubles for Sean Evans in the 87X Ackland's Insurance Hills Racing entry. He is off the pace, off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, trying to hold his line and stay out of the way, but wow, 4 wide on the front stretch.
Transmission and technology experts.
Take me, sting, you're a friend of mine.
He faked all of us out there. He looked like he was heading to the pits and then hard on the throttle to kick the car around turn 2.
Well, if you want to see if there's something broken on the car, go up to the very top, back under the caution.
That is a rarity. Steve Lyons making a mistake behind the wheel of a race car does not happen very often. Thankfully, it doesn't look like anybody was collected there. Real Mac DeMann in the Hills Racing 17X. I mean, he just puts on a show. He could be out there all by himself and make you gasp at the things he's able to do in that race car.
Next broadcast here on MAV TV Canada for 4.
Sean Evans in the 87X doing the smart thing, letting the field go by as he comes out of the pit area. Doesn't want to get too involved in the racing action until there's some open racetrack to work with.
Scott Kruder didn't take long to get by.
Whoa! Contact! And Kruder is over a violent crash in turn number 3 for the race leader.
Trying to get by Scott Shirk in the 43, got pinched into the corner 3 wall, went up and over violently. The driver of all.
Here, guys, Scott, man, you've been on the front pad almost every week. You look like you were destined to have one here tonight. What happened?
I just don't understand why people can't hold a line every week. Lap cars, bottom of the track to the top of the track. They're going to hurt some. I don't understand.
We appreciate your talking to us here, Scott. I understand it's frustrating. Good thing is you seem to be all right. Tough break. Hopefully we see you here next week. How about it for Scott Kruger, ladies and gentlemen? He almost had this one wrapped up, but ran into some horrible luck with a lap car here tonight, and now his car is in a ball in turn number 3.
He was having a great night. He was having the night that he's talked about all year long, how they've been improving that race program. It looked like he had the car that he wanted to have, and just boy, oh boy.
All North Racing is brought to you by Henty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Production support provided by Enrium Dynamic. Of Mac DeMann by about 3 car lengths.
And look at Mitch Brown in that number 10. Look at the amount of challenge on Corey